want to welcome everybody to the 2025 Shelby County Fair 4-H and FFA Swine Show. Beautiful, cool morning. With our prospect class, there are 2 entries in this class, Declan Nicholson and McKenna Mans. Declan's pig weighs 181 pounds and McKenna Mans's pig weighs 208. These pigs were too light to show in the regular show, so they're showing as a prospect class. Okay, if you were in crossbred market gilt class 1, crossbred market gilt class 1, please be on deck. Class 1, lightweight market gilts, between 156 pounds. You're on Avery Mans, Macy Goshorn, Brecken Mans, McKinley Boyd, Hadley Bush, and Briley Scheckinger. You are in lightweight market gilts. Be on deck. The pigs are headed to the ring now.
Go get him. Go get him.
I look forward to getting to work through this part of the country. Anytime you get to come here, I tell you what, the stock are going to be good. I've got faith the young people all day long will be even better. A couple gilts that didn't make weight, obviously, to start with, and man, I think a neat pair of them that are very different from each other. I know placing doesn't matter in terms of coming back for champion, but I guess I'd tell you this cat always believes that, hey, if we're going to step in this ring, we're going to make sure that we can place them. The young lady, my class winner, that gilt's just body cage in the shape of where her forerib sits, the roundness and turn to her mid-body, and most importantly, going right away, the shape and spread of her upper hip to her pin set, and then she carries it to the ground with just more spread. Gilt just boulder built. I'll be right honest, this young man's gilt, it stinks that she wouldn't go belly down and just act like a show pig on the feed bucket, because that thing's wild out there and very intriguing in some areas. She's mean-headed, she's great in terms of elevation, shape and spread, and just roll to her back's where it needs to be. To me, she just gets so flat and harsh into her mid-body. She wants to do a little quick round out of her upper hip. I can read the same density as our class winner. Awesome pair of them. I'll tell you, today's energy derives from each and every one of you in the crowd. As these young people go back all day long, give them a great big round of applause.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to announce our judge today. We're very pleased to have Laramie Jackson judging our hog show today. Jeremy is from Unionville, Iowa, which is in southeast Iowa. He is a graduate at Western Illinois University in ag business, and he is a full-time producer of show pigs and show goats, and that herd is known as LJ Show Pigs. So let's give Laramie Jackson a nice round of applause and welcome to Shelby County judging our show. Entering the ring now is Entering the ring now is market gilts weighing between 228 and 256 pounds. There is only one class of lightweight market gilts, so the winner and second place gilt in this class will be our lightweight champion and reserve champion market gilt. Okay, we changed batteries on the microphone. Little test here. It seems like it's working pretty well. Technology is wonderful. It works, right? Okay. I know the main reason you came to the Hog Show was for the quiz. Stand that. So we're going to start that. And Suzanne Gosshorn is the captain of the south side and of the north side. Who can we pick to be captain of the north side? Any volunteers? Okay. We'll go ahead and start with question 1. What breed of swine is the main terminal sire for market hogs in the United States and Canada? What breed of swine is the main sire for market hogs in the United States and Canada? You can confer before you answer. Okay, Suzanne, what is it? Northside, what is it? Northside. Someone say it. Both answered Hamp. That is an in. Durham is the correct answer.
Well, a good way to fire into the main show, if you will. And I tell you what, I watched them first 3 gilts drop out of that white gate, and I'm a big first impression kind of a cat. I saw 3 bold-built females that were big up high, they were stout forearmed, and they were quality looking, and I thought, oh boy, I knew it was going to be good, but I don't even think I had enough coffee for 8 a.m. to dive in to something like this. Our class winner is as stout and burly and just as opened up as any of them.
Big up high, and to me, she is the best complement of look, beauty, and the beast. Got just a little crest. I changed the top side of her neck. I changed where she ties her upper hip just a shade. I'm telling you, that's 1 in 10 feet to start. Young lady's got a class winner. Look, build, and balance. Go to the chrome gilt too. Edged out up high. She's great in the shape of her neck. I love the depth of her neck and the quality of her head shape. She's great, big, and rolled up high. To me, as I study her in my surface, not a step, not a belly, not a get whipped out of her hind leg and her rear step. I got to make her more comfortable. More importantly, stouten her up and start. 1 in 3, man. She's my kind. 8 foot wide and burly. Looks like a generating kind of a rip. Great big in terms of her spread. The roll and turn to her body cage is as good as any of them. I love this thing coming out of the gate. If you want to study the shape of a head, a forearm, and a front foot, man, that's what I'm after. I guess at 8 a.m., I don't know that that's a hind leg that I want to stand behind all day. It's pretty east and west and out there. If you tell me her hip and hind leg's good enough, you take her and run and don't look back. 1 in 4 is just a real good kind of a market gilt that drew a tough class. Stout, wide, chunky, and fundamental. That gilt's got the right kind of features. She's got the right kind of spread. She's got just a little generic off either end of her skeleton. Yeah, just a little plain in terms of look and build to run with the top 3. One that comes next, other end of the spectrum. Certain in terms of her elevation, great in terms of her head shape, awesome in terms of her comfort level. I just have to see more. I got to see more off either end of her skeleton. I need more punch to roll with her build to roll on. One that comes next, comfortable, hip and hind legs as good as any of them. Ultra athletic when set in motion. Gilt's just too flat into her rib cage. Gilt just didn't hit me impactful enough coming out of the gate in terms of forearm, in terms of front foot, and just stoutness. One that rounds us out's got more shape and spread. There's more density. I can stop from a build, a comfort level, and a proportion standpoint. She was the furthest one off center. Awesome class from Mike Alvarez. Hey, Mike and Yale, you can clap. That's a great big round of applause.
Depending which way the wind was blowing. I'm gonna guess the wind was blowing in that direction towards in here.
There you go, Jeremy.
Why don't you pick it up right now? Why don't you pick it up right now? I got drank all. Huh?
Hello? Oh. Okay. We're not working. Now we're working. This is second class of crossbred market gilts, which is the middleweight class. There are 7 exhibitors in this class, and they are Daxton Stein, Chet Boyson, Cale Barrett, Hunter Kinkle, Maverick Kinkle, Cameron Gosshorn, and Landon Nissen. We had a microphone issue, so we were unable to announce the exhibitors in this class. And our judge, Laramie Jackson, is whittling down to his top 2.
Well, Class 2 gets just a little more interesting to put together, and it gets that way because I just told you how important that initial view out of the gate is, but I'll be right honest, our class winner in this setting isn't the best one out of the gate, but she wins strictly because she's the most interesting one who I'll remember the furthest rolling down the road. That's that young lady, Socked Gilt. She's going to be our class winner. I'm here to tell you this thing is awfully close to being very special. Her look and just height to length ratio is deadly. Her features gnarly. Man, she's mean coming. She's awesome in terms of the roll. That gilt's got a flesh and body. She's got to just chub up. If she does those things, I'm here to tell you she's real good. Today she's a little hard and dry. If you want to measure them and just try to gut cut them, you don't find her. I'm here to tell you quality for quality. That one's my kind as much as any of them. This 1 and 2, if we could take just the rear third of her skeleton and duplicate it, I'm here to tell you she's worth a lot of cash. Her hip and hind leg is built for speed. It's stout, it's got set, she's got the right kind of upper hip. I love her length of body, and she just doesn't have a front end to match. Gilt's a little coarse in her shoulder. She's a little big in the shape of her neck. I've got to fix her up front. If you can do that, my goodness, their back's awfully good. That's what makes 2 and 3 so close, because I want to fix that gilt's front end, but I got to make this gilt's hip and hind leg just a little more agile before I can roll with her. Hey, this young man deserves an award on presentation, skin and hair, and just getting one stuck. He's knocked it out of the park. My compliments to whoever got this thing ready in the back. She's rolled up, she's dressed to impress and ready to dance. She's awesome in terms of her feature. That thing's got a stout noggin that sets the stage for what's to come for this cat. She's just got to be relaxed on both ends of her skeleton. She's too upright in her shoulder. She's too searching from behind. I made sure I gave 4 purples because I'm telling you, this may be one of the more impressive things that we see all day. Obviously, just not crossbred like in terms of a modern day cross in the show ring. But for what this guild is and what she represents in that sector, man, that thing's awfully good. That's one stout, broad breed influence gilt. She is bold made, she's proportional. I don't know if she got injured or what. She's got just a little hitch in her giddy up from behind. She's not modern day cross stout, but man, my compliments to that gap for getting one of that descent to look like that. That is a heck of a task. And so one that comes next is hard backed and ripped up. She hits all the fundamentals in terms of a market hog setting. You put her in a show setting, she just ran out the extra look, building proportions to roll. I thought there was more genuine feature just spreading that gilt than the one that comes next. Comfortable, agile, extra flexible gilt that's good in terms of her body shape. To me, almost fit a breeding gilt scenario as good of as a market gilt because she's so comfortable, she's so chunky. Ran out of feature and just real spread for me to roll any higher. Blue gilt that rounds us out, so a lot of the same. Awesome in terms of her build, awesome in terms of her proportion. She just read the most refined at the surface. She read the flattest and just most nondescript to me all the way through. Awesome set of them. My compliments. Give them a great big round of applause as they head back.
Okay, the results for our market division, middleweight market division, crossbred gilts. We had 4. First place in the purple goes to Cameron Gosshorn. Second place in the purple to Cale Barrett. Third place in the purple to Landon Nissen. Fourth place in the purple to Chet Boyson. Fifth place in the blue to Hunter Kinkle. Sixth place in the blue to Maverick Kinkle. And seventh place in the blue to Daxton Stein. So our champion middleweight market gilt belongs to Cameron Gosshorn, and our reserve champion middleweight market gilt to Cale Barrett. Earlier this morning we have Okay, let's see if new batteries work. So far, so good. Exhibitors in our heavyweight market gilt class, again, Carly Gosshorn, Hayden Tiggison, Daxton Stein, Hunter Kinkle, Briley Kinkle with 2 entries, and Evan Harder. Weight range in this class goes from 275 to 310. Okay, the next question in the quiz will be a true or false. True true or false? Get ready, captains. Pigs are ruminants. Is that a true or false statement? Pigs are ruminants. North side, what's your answer? True or false? False. False is correct. Pigs are not ruminants. An example of a ruminant would be a cow. I know there are not enough programs, and we are told they're working on printing more, so when we have those, we will announce it and you can come up and get your program, because we certainly need more programs. Agree with that. Our judge will select his champion and reserve champion crossbred heavyweight market guild from this class. We will retain the first and second place, or the champion or reserve champion heavyweight guild, and we will then select our champion crossbred market guild and reserve champion crossbred guild at that time. Then we go right into the prospect barrows, and we'll do the same with the barrow show.
Well, I tell you what, I hate to be the guy in life that starts negative. Our class winner, as we modern day call it, is just a little buckle up shouldered, and what that means is the way that her blade sits on her body wall is just a little far forward. She's just a little over her knee, and then her front foot will sit just a shade lower than this guy probably terms ideal. But once you get past that, she is undoubtedly the most impressive one. Her look and assembly, her hip and her hind leg, and most importantly, the cleanliness of her joints when she goes away, the length out of her upper hip, and the comfort that it aids her in having from behind. She's just the most impactful one. That's the young man over there. He's got your class winner. Got just a good fundamental kind of a market guilt to come into. That's the broadest one out of the gate. She's the EST in terms of forearm and hind leg density. She's the EST in terms of roll, shape, and spread right out of the backside of her shoulder. I love her head shape, man. She's got a tough noggin. For me, as we get off to the side, she doesn't draw the same kind of assembly as the one that beats her. She'll get just a little low and round out of her shoulder, just a little off in her mid-spine, and as she goes away, that gilt wants to tuck her hind leg up underneath of her. I've got to clean up her right hob just a shade, but an awfully good kind of a market gilt to end up in two. Young lady that ends up in three, I hope that she doesn't give up on this gilt. I hope there's another day down the road, because she's awfully good in a lot of regards. Her hip, her hind leg, and just her athleticism from behind's built for speed. She's got a great kind of just initial look in terms of her head shape. I've got to get her a chest and just sternum view to match. I need a moderator in her length of body and just class her up with shade up front to roll her any higher, but a good kind of a gilt to end up three. One that comes in four is as hard backed and rolled up as any of them. She'll get just a little old school in her length of body relative to her feature. I've got to make her just a little more modern day in that regard to roll her up any higher. Got a big body, chunky one that rolls out next. got to give just a shot more shape, Fred, and just definition to roll any higher. That's certainly not the case for the young man's painted up one that rolls out behind her. Hard in terms of her back shape, great big in terms of her roll. She's just a little long in terms of her length of body. I thought from a proportions and a balance standpoint, she got just a little out of bounds from this side. I've got to shorten her body and lengthen her hip to roll her up. One that rounds us out. It's just a good fundamental kind of a market gilt. Good built, comfortable. Gilt's got some forearm. I wish her hind leg density, just her look and balance from the side would match it, but still a quality kind of a gilt. Young man did a great job. My compliments to each and every one of those young people.
Okay, thank you much, Laramie. Results of the heavyweight division of crossbred market gilts. There are 3 purples and 4 blues in this class, and first place in the heavyweight class belongs to Evan Harder, second place to Hayden Tigeson, third place to Carly Gosshorn, fourth place, all with purple ribbons, fourth place to Briley Kinkle with the blue, fifth place to Hunter Kinkle with the blue, sixth place to Briley Kinkle with another entry and a blue, and seventh place to Daxton Stein with the blue. We have more programs, and they're going to be handed out. So we have more programs. If you need a program when the individual's walking around, raise your hand and let us know. Okay, we are now ready for the selection of the champion crossbred market gilt, and coming out now is Briley Scheckinger with champion lightweight gilt. We will not run the second place gilt out, but we want you to wave your hand and let you know you're there. Macy Gosshorn was second in class, or reserve champion lightweight gilt. Coming out now is our champion middleweight gilt belonging to Cameron Gosshorn, and a second place or reserve champion middleweight gilt is Cale Barrett. And the class just completed. Our champion heavyweight gilt belongs to Evan Harder. Bring that gilt out. And our reserve champion heavyweight market gilt belongs to Hayden Tigeson. So we are in the process of selecting our champion crossbred market gilt and our reserve champion crossbred market gilt. So let's give all of our exhibitors in this crossbred gilt division a nice round of applause as we select our champion crossbred market gilt.
Well, I thought an awesome tone to start the morning with in terms of the market gilt division. I thought as we worked through each and every one of those classes, we found class winners that were both interesting, but still brought some fundamentals. And I'm happy with all 3 of them. They're stout, they're burly, they've got a current day look about them, yet they're still gilts that have got real value in terms of some spread, in terms of some extras, and I'm awfully pumped up with the 3 of them. I guess to me, as I tell you a champion, I would tell you that there's one of these gilts that I just have to make the fewest amount of excuses for to tie with her and roll. She's the most genuine in her views. When she comes at you, when she goes away, I don't have to make any rhyme or reason for a build. I don't have to say if she's good enough here, then she can be your champion. Man, she's square, she's stout, she's burly. I won't tell you she's perfect. I picked on them in class. I will tell you in this drive, she's the one this cat's the most comfortable with. Young ladies class 1's going to be your champion. My compliments to her.
Congratulations, Briley Scheckinger, on our champion crossbred market gilt. Coming out now to show for reserve overall was second place in the lightweight division belonging to Macy Gosshorn. Congratulations, Briley Scheckinger, champion crossbred market gilt.
You know, I'm usually a little more comfortable with my champion, maybe being no excuses. Reserve we can get just a little more funny with. I thought a good set of gilts and maybe 3 gilts in the ring. They're just a little more like each other in terms of being tricked out, look and elevation, being good in terms of spine, and maybe having a hole in build. You know, we got one that's a little off up front. Second in that class, like I told you, I'd fix behind. You know, the middleweight gilt is just a little flat coming, but I thought a neat piece. Your reserve is just a hole away from being a whole truckload of fun. I got to fix her up front. If you can do that, man, she runs and gives them all they want. She's still my second favorite one. Young man's big gilt's going to be reserved. My compliments to him.
Congratulations to Evan Harder, reserve champion, crossbred market gilt. So let's recap here. Our champion crossbred market gilt belongs to Bridie Scheckinger, and she came out of the lightweight division, the first class. Our reserve champion crossbred market gilt belonged to Evan Harder, who came out of the heavyweight division as a class winner. So again, Bridie Scheckinger has the champion crossbred market gilt, and reserve champion belongs to Evan Harder. We will see these two gilts again when we select the overall Supreme Grand Champion Market Hog. We are now ready for the Prospect Market Barrows. We have two entries, Declan Nicholson and McKenna Mans. Two pigs that did not make minimum weight, so they're going to show as prospects. Let's bring them to the ring at this time.
Send them back.
Okay, our show superintendent, Kevin Goshorn, just mentioned to me what a nice crowd we have, and this is fantastic, guys. I don't know when we've had a crowd like this in recent years. So thankful you came out to support the youth on a nice, cool morning. Interesting to note, we have 93 head of hogs in the barn being shown for competition's sake, and of that, those pigs were exhibited by Kevin, 29 exhibitors, 28 exhibitors. So we're up about 30 head from last year in total, and I think we're up about 6 exhibitors from last year. Some new families, some new names, and that's what it's all about. So this is really good news for the Shelby County Fair.
Well, once again, get to the barrow side. A couple of them, they come up just a little short on making weight. And it's unfortunate because I think an awfully good set of barrows. Young man's got my class winner this time. I think just big spread and big shape. He's more impressive when you get right on top of him. I prefer his shape right out of the gate and just his noggin. I'd make him just a little stouter from behind if I could. But I tell you what, for a lightweight barrow, that's an awfully good kind of pig. Young lady's barrow ends up second, awesome looking and built. He didn't come with the same added just spread width and roll right behind his shoulder. He didn't come with the same curvature to his upper body shape as our class winner did. I tell you what, she did an awesome job. Barrow's looking builds to die for. My compliments to both of them. Give them a great big round of applause on their way back.
Okay, next quiz question, north and south. Let's lift it up. There are 3 breeds of purebred swine that are recognized as being maternal breeds. 3 breeds of purebred swine that are recognized as being maternal breeds. Name one of them. Okay, south side, name one. There are 3 breeds of purebred swine that are noted to be maternal breeds. Name one. North side. Shout it out, north side.
Large white.
South side. Okay, both correct. Large white or Yorkshire and Landrace. The third one would be Chester White. So both points given.
That's it then.
It's a wickedly good pair of bears to start on, and honestly, you could say that for 3 and 4 as well. And man, you've really got to have your big boy pants on if you're going to jump into these things, because there's minute differences that flip them or maybe sort them, if you will. But man, that's a real good pair of bears that can run at the highest degree. Your class winner, he starts because, to be honest with you, if I don't start him after standing out here all day preaching feature, squaring this build, and just making high rent looking stuff, man, I'm a hypocrite of all hypocrites. The blue bear is just the most interesting one. He's got to win. He's the heaviest duty underneath. He's the most agile from behind. He's got more oopy shape and just proportions and density than the bear that comes second. That's a bold-bodied bear. That's a big spread, tough-headed bear. That's just a real good pick in a lightweight class. It's hard to beat him. Whoever got this thing ready, my compliments. He's rolled up. He looks good. He's dialed in from a skin and hair and presentation perspective. Hey, the front 2/3 of this bear I could run with. I like his head. I like his elevation. I love his freshness. He just didn't bring a hip and a hind leg that could play with our class winners. He's too tight in his rear ankle. He's too stabby from behind. He's got no lower stifle or just no punch in the seat of his pants. I'm not telling you they got to be great big oopty, but man, I got to have just a pinch more than that before I can run with him. This 1 and 3 is a neat pick that's real close, and I don't know if he sustained an injury or what his story is, but man, I'm here to tell you, if he could get back sound from behind, I would certainly run that bear to Des Moines. His look, his proportions, his just elevation's deadly. He's awesome up front. I love his front foot. Bear is just not right from behind today. He's just a little click and drag. Man, if he gets comfortable, hang on. That's a good pig. Best 4th place pig we'll see all day, I'd argue, comes next. He's modern, he's chunky, he's wolfy. He's got all of just the width and fundamental power I'm after, yet he's still got a show bear proportion from the side. He's just too round in his kind before I can run him with that trio ahead of him. Bear's just a little round shouldered. He's a little quick and short out of his upper hip, but a real good pig that just drew a very tough class. One that comes next, great big shape, got a hard kind of a back leg in him, got a good look and a comfortable build. I love what's up high. I got to get the basement to match the rooftop, if you will. He needs more feature, he needs more density, he just needs more foot size. One that rounds us out, is a good, chunky, fundamental kind of a bear who would be competitive in a lot of classes. In this setting, he just becomes the one that's the furthest off center in terms of look and strength. He gets a little round, he gets just a shot plane. I got to roll him up and freshen him to run with him. Awesome class of them. My compliments to each and every one of them on a job well done.
Results of lightweight market barrows are 4 purples and 3 blues, and the result: first place in a purple to Landon Nissen, second place in a purple to Cheyenne Obrick, third place and a purple to Landon Nissen, fourth place in a purple to Colin Harder, fifth place in the blue to Macy Gosshorn, and sixth place in the blue to Evan Harder. There were 4 purples and 2 blues awarded in this class. Entering, we have Class 2 lightweight market barrows: Cheyenne Obrick, Braden Finneran, Blakely Futka, Braden Finneran with another entry, Carly Gosshorn, McKinley Boyk, and Hayden Tiggison. Okay, next question for the quiz, North and South teams, listen up. What is the oldest swine registry in the United States today? Recently celebrated its 150th anniversary. The oldest swine registry in the United States today.
Well, kind of a runaway, if you will. I don't know if we have any sports fans in the arena, but if we do, this would be like putting an NBA starter in a high school gymnasium. That'd be the young ladies' bear over here. He wins rather convincingly for this evaluator. He's current in terms of his look. He's fresh in terms of his role. He's great in terms of his build, and he's burly in terms of his feature. That's a good pick. My compliments to her. The young lady that ends up in 2 has just got a stout, broad built one. He's burly, he's dense, he's opened up. He didn't bring the same look or just neat interest, if you will, from the side. He didn't bring the same proportions as the one that beats him. But that's an awfully good pig to run into 2. One that comes out in 3, awesome looking, awesome build, ultra comfortable. He's just got to have more heat all the way through. That bear is too collapsed and refined coming right at me. He just doesn't have enough in terms of rib cage or true spread. I got to shorten his body. I got to stouten him up to run any higher. White bear is close. I feel bad for this young man. This represents the average crossbred bear, it seems like, in 2025. He's hairy, he's stout, he's got all the extras we're after. He just forgot the fundamentals in terms of front foot, in terms of comfort. That bear is too broke apart in terms of his shoulder and just his design off either end, but a good kind of a pig that I'm sure the young man had high hopes for as a baby. One that comes next, good kind of a market hog in terms of width and chunk and burliness. Hey, if we rolled back the hands of time, years ago, that would have been what we were after. It's 2025. He's got to have more feature, look, and just comfort at the ground to start. One that comes next is hard-backed, good in terms of head shape. Bear has got some quality in terms of feature and high leg density. He's too far off up front. He's too collapsed coming right at me. I got to open him up. I got to change just his proportions, his shape from the side in terms of length of body to elevation. One that rounds us out is more appropriate, if you will, in terms of just his proportions and the way that he fits together. That's a stouter kind of a forearm bear than the one that goes right ahead of him. If you want to flip that pair because of it, I could listen to you. To me, that bear was just the shortest, the quickest, and the roundest off either end of his skeleton. I got to lengthen these extensions before I can roll him any higher. Awesome class of them. My compliments on all of them. I'm doing a great job.
Okay, we are now ready. I couldn't give you the results here, but we're now ready for the selection of our champion lightweight cross barrel. Coming out of Class 1 is Landon Nissen. Second place in that class was Cheyenne Olbrich. And then coming out of our Class 2 lightweight market barrels, the winner of Class 2 was Cheyenne Olbrich. And second place was Carly Gosshorn. So I'm going to quickly give you the results of Class 2 lightweight market barrels. There were 2 purples and 5 blues. First place in the purple was Cheyenne Olbrich. Second place in the purple was Carly Gosshorn. Third place in the purple was Hayden Tiggeson. Third place in the blue was Hayden Tiggeson. Fourth place in the blue was Brayton Finneran. Fifth place in the blue was McKinley Boyk. And sixth place in the blue to Brayden Finneran. And seventh place in the blue to Blakely Fotka. We are now in the process of selecting our champion lightweight market barrel. There is a white Chevy pickup, license number OKK 100, that is sitting south of the sheep barn that needs to get moved. A white Chevy pickup, license number OKK 100, south of the sheep barn that needs to be moved, please.
Real good pair of lightweights, and I tell you what, this does not hit me like a county fair lightweight champion drive. These bears have got real future. These bears have got a shot over the next 30 to 40 days, however many we are out from the big dance down in the city, because these things are awfully good. They're bears that are similar in terms of being stout, wide, and genuine. They're bears that are similar in terms of having a shot of look and build. They're a little different. They're kinds. Hey, bear out of the first class got an extra shot of feature and just a burly, chunky look. Bear out of the second class has got just a shot more look, elevation, and proportion. I think they're both high-end kind of bears. What separates them for this cat today, one of them is just dressed to dance. When you get on top of him, the roll and ditch behind his back, he's a fresh-bodied bear. They've got the right kind of chub on him, but man, they've got this thing maxed out. They came to the Shelby County Fair to drive the champion bear, and they set a statement in the lightweight drive that there better be some heat in the barn unless she's not getting beat. Young lady out of Class 2's got the champion light. My compliments to her.
Congratulations to Cheyenne Obrake on her champion lightweight market barrel. Congratulations, Cheyenne. Now coming out for reserve champion consideration is Carly Goshorn, second in class to Cheyenne's barrel. So we have Carly Goshorn, and Landon Nissen in contention for reserve champion lightweight market barrel.
Got a good second place bear in that class. We talked about it in class. Stout, burly, fundamental. I didn't bring just the extras to the table. Man, this blue bear is neat. I don't think they ever dreamed of bringing that one to be reserving their division at their county. That's a good division. That's a good pair of bears. Blue one second out. My compliments to him.
Congratulations to Landon Nissen on his reserve champion crossbred lightweight barrel. We are now ready for Class 1 middleweight market barrels. Takes weight between 261 and 200. Blakely Fotka, Kane Goshorn, Brody Nissen, Colin Harder, Kelly, Briley Scheckinger, and Brecken Mans. If you are in Class 1 middleweight market barrels, let's get them to the ring at this time.
Good morning, everybody. I want to thank you again, Kevin Goshorn, the Swine Superintendent. Really appreciate the crowd. Like I said to somebody this morning, nobody gets too upset if you got mud at the county fair. So everybody's pretty happy. But again, thanks to the crowd today. I want to thank our judge, Laramie. Love having him. He's got a heck of a show to judge here. Thank you, Craig Olson. How many years, Craig? Over 10, he says, so let's go with 40 and kind of work back from there. But Craig does an awesome job. Appreciate it. He's kind of been our stalwart there, so please give Craig a big hand. I also want to thank Justine Holloway and Lindsay Kaufman at the Harlan FFA. I have seen them down here a bunch this last 3 days, so that is awesome. Thank you so much for your help. Jen Zellner with the extension. Thank you very much. Joel Jacobson, Brayton Scheckinger, Mark Lytle, DP, Darren Peters. Ring helps awesome, appreciate them. I also want to invite and thank Kaylee Boyle. She's now the Assistant Swine Superintendent, and maybe more than that at some point in time. So anyway, thank you everybody for coming, appreciate it, and please give all these a round of applause for their help, and all the people in the barns that I can't see, so thank you.
Okay, I wanted to be announced that there are working exhibits under the tent, and there are also kids' activities. So if there are kids or people who want to watch working exhibits, they are taking place now. I can't for the life of me think why anybody would want to leave a hog show to go see that, but that's just me.
Well, as they funneled through the white gate to come into this class, I take nothing away, but I was starting to scratch my head just a shake because there was a lot of close calls getting ready to be made, and I knew it was going to be tough. And then, hey, last one that dropped in gave us a place to start and made it just a little easier. Young lady's got her class winner. She's got the stoutest, broadest built back. She's got the biggest rolled and spread back. That thing is great big going away, an absolute money shot when you study his upper hip and his pin set. Just the width that he's got and the flare to his stifle. Man, he's dense, he's burly from behind. That's an awesome build kind of a mount. I won't tell you he's just the freshest in his mid or lower body. I won't tell you he's just perfect at the edge of his loin. And if we could freshen him there just a shade, man, that's an awfully good pick. The one that looks the most like him in this class is the bear that ends up in second. Awesome looking, got a hind leg that's built for a big ring, fast-paced setting. Got the right kind of proportion and look. You get into him, he's not as stout, he's not as intense, and honestly, he's just not as intimidating as the one that starts. But that's a quality built, comfortable, broad barrel. There was more genuine horsepower right out of the gate in that one than the 1 and 3. Hey, skin and hair presentation. My hat's off to this young lady in third. She has got this barrel dressed to the nines. My compliments to her. She's got a good built, comfortable barrel, and he just doesn't have enough to him for me to roll. He's the flattest, just the most peaked one out of the gate. He's the biggest in his crest, and he's the most refined in his feature. Honestly, of the initial 4 or 5, that bear's got to be a shot more genuine before I can roll with him. Got a broad-built whoopee one that comes next. His build and just comfort. He never wanted to settle in and just go in the ring. But he's got a little extra set from behind. He's a little off in his shoulder. He's just got to be more agile before I can rock with him any higher. One that comes next is great big spread, hard in terms of his back shape. He got too round off either end of his skeleton for me. I've got to see him just classed up a bit off both ends, if you will. Target rumped one that comes next, the chunky, great rib cage kind of a hog. And this thing is wide. He's opened up. To me, he didn't have the same kind of feature, just density or bone to run with a couple of them other ones. He too wanted to get just a little round out of his upper hip. This one that rounds us out, nice looking, nice built. He's a comfortable kind of a barrel. I've just got to add a shot of muscle, a shot of true spread, and just open him up before I can roll him any higher. Awesome class of him. My compliments. Hey, you've been great on the rounds of applause all day. Keep it going as they head back to the barn.
Okay, we are ready for Class 2 middleweight market barrows weighing between 269 and 278 pounds. Class 2 middleweight market barrows. Exhibitors are Scarlett Nissen, Cale Barron, Avery Mans, Cheyenne Britt, Coop Robinson, and Chet Boyson. Class 2 middleweight market barrows. Let's get them to the ring at this time. Okay, here are the results of Class 1 middleweight market barrels weighing between 261 and 268. First place in the purple goes to Olivia Kelly. Second place in the purple to Brody Nissen. Third place in the blue to Briley Schechter. Fourth place in the blue to Colin Harder. Fifth place in the blue to Kane Goshorn. Sixth place in the blue to Blakely Fotka. And seventh place to Brecklin Mans. Now entering the ring is Class 2 middleweight barrows. At the conclusion of this class, we will have our champion and reserve champion middleweight market barrel selection. Okay, next question for the North-South competition. And whoever gets the closest will win this one. It's not multiple choice, it's whoever gets the closest. How many sows, approximately, of how many sows are in the United States? What is the inventory of the sow population in the United States today?
Richard, how are you doing? 6 million.
Southside said 4 million. Northside said 6 million. The correct answer is 6 million. I hope we're not Googling there, but we're going to give that point. Congratulations to the north side. 6 million sows in the United States. Actually, it's a little under that. And that's miraculous because you look at the number of pigs raised per litter today versus 10, 15, 20 years ago. It would have taken a lot more sows to raise the pigs we're raising now. So the score is north side 3 and south side 2. Step it up. Okay. In this class, we exhibiting exhibitor number 83, Chet Boyson, and his father told me this morning at breakfast that today is Chet's 14th birthday. Happy birthday, Chet. Raise your hand there, young man. Happy birthday. Can you think of anything you'd rather do than show a pig on your birthday? I can't either. I think it's the ultimate right there. Congratulations, 14. His dad also informed me that immediately when this hog show's over, and our judge better get it done before the courthouse closes, he's going down and getting a driver's permit. Let's give him a round of applause. Happy birthday, Chet.
Good way to round up the middles. I guess if we're just going to stick with a tone today, there's a bear in this drive that needs to win. He looks the most like a modern day show bear. He looks most like all the things I've preached to this point in the day in terms of bringing look and elevation, in terms of bringing proportions and quality. He's a stout bear. He's creasy. He's ready to rock. I'll be the first one to tell you he's just a little buckled up off either end of his skeleton for me. He's just a little short and round. He's a little low tying. But the problem is there's not one within this particular drive that I can make a better case for that needs to start. Therefore, the young lady's got to be your class winner. My compliments to her. This young man's bearing too. I wish he just, to be honest with you, was just maybe just a shot more ready to dance today, because that bear's look, elevation, and lower skeleton assembly is really what I like to stand for. He's an opened up bear. He's great-headed. He's beautiful built. The problem is, as you get into him, he's just so dry today. He's flat in his body. He doesn't have anything right there in the seat of his pants. That bear's just got to be freshened up and come with more. But man, the canvas is there. I love his look. I love the way he's assembled. White bear that comes next is stout, wide, chunky. He's great-headed. He's great big in terms of his roll-up height. He's just a little gathered up off either end. He's just a little coarse build off both ends for me. I want to see him take the ring and just lunge and go before we can rock with him any higher. Blue-eyed bear that comes next is fresh presented. He's good build. He's comfortable. He's ultra flexible. He's got to have more spread. He's got to have more eat. He's got to have more just packed right behind his shoulder, right behind his blade, and just more rib cage, more forerib, and just more punch, to be honest with you. That bear of the initial four was the flattest and just least impressive coming out of the gate in terms of forearm, front foot, and just call him a bone. One that comes next, good looking, good built, comfortable. Got to stouten him up at the ground before it can roll him any higher. One that rounds us out, got a shot more feature. There's a shade more just skull and density in terms of ocular width and just kind of a mean-headed look, if you will. For me, his build was just the furthest off course. I couldn't get his proportions right on the side. He wanted to get forward in his shoulder, off in his spine. I just couldn't get him to fit together good enough to run him any higher. Another great class. My compliments to each and every one of them.
You're now ready for the selection of the middleweight champion Market Barrow. I'll give you the results of Class 2 here shortly, but we'll introduce our Class 1 of the middleweight division winner, belonged to Olivia Kelly. Olivia's barrow weighs 264 pounds. And second place that class belonged to Brody Nissen. And then in the class just completed, middleweight Market Barrows. First place in the purple to Cheyenne Obrick on the barrow weighing 276. And second place in the purple to Cooper Robinson. So our judge, Laramie Jackson, is in the process of selecting our champion middleweight crossbred Market Barrow. Quickly give you the results of Class 2. As I stated, Cheyenne Obrick had first place in the purple in Class 2, second place in the purple to Cooper Robinson, third place in the purple to Cale Barron, fourth place in the blue to Scarlett Nissen, fifth place in the blue to Chet Boyson, our birthday boy, and sixth place in the blue to Avery Vance.
In this cat's opinion, it's been a division of pieces, and I say that in the most complimentary way possible because I think there's been a lot of pieces. There's been a lot of barrows that were close and maybe just a shade off in a regard or two. I'm happy with the pair we got out here. I won't tell you there's one that I guess in this cat's opinion just has to surface as we went through. But as I say that, at the same point in time, there's one that just fits the kind and fits the mold. I'm not trying to be a guy that's all over the board, I guess. I want to be able to establish a type and kind and hopefully just a general essence of evaluation that you can track all day. There's one of them that just fits in the mold better in terms of being a fresh bear that's right in his spread. Bear's better in the shape of his neck. He's more current in his look. He's better in his proportions. And honestly, as you get into him, he's just significantly fresher all the way through. Young lady out of the second class has got the champion middle. My compliments to her.
Congratulations to Cheyenne Obrick on her champion middleweight crossbred barrow. Cheyenne Obrick coming out second in that class to vie for reserve champion in the crossbred middleweight division is Cooper Robinson.
Reserve middle, I guess, to me is where it was going to get close because they're similar design barrows. They're good looking, they're good built, they're stout featured barrows that are comfortable from behind. They're broad enough. Wasn't either one of them, I guess, in this guy's opinion, just fresh enough or dialed in to roll with their champion middle. Yet as you get them out here, it's little things that sort. I like the barrow, the second class neck shape and look up front. I like the density, stoutness, and just genuine view. Young lady out of the first class, this barrow gives you flip and tuck. Young lady out of class 1 is going to be a reserve. My compliments to her.
Congratulations to Olivia Kelly for having the reserve champion middleweight Market Barrow. Cheyenne Obrick has our champion middleweight barrow and Olivia Kelly reserve. Congratulations, girls. We are now ready for our Class 1 heavyweight Market Barrows. Class 1 heavyweight Market Barrows. Hunter Kinkle, Brecken Mans, Blakely Fotka, Kane Gosshorn, Cameron Gosshorn, Briley Kinkle, and Briley Scheckender. Pigs in Class 1 heavyweight division weigh between 281 and 294 pounds. Okay, I don't know, did we answer the question on the oldest swine registry yet? I don't think we did. Which one is it? The oldest swine registry in the United States. Just celebrated 150 years. What was your answer, Suzanne? Oldest swine registry in the United States. Did you guys come up with an answer? Let's get one. Northside.
Berkshire.
Which one?
Berkshire.
Okay. Southside. Do you have an answer? Berkshire is correct. The American Berkshire Association just celebrated its 150th anniversary. They're the oldest swine registry in the United States. And they originated from England. Kevin Gosshorn, our show superintendent, was very kind to recognize those people who helped support this Shelby County Fair Market Hog Show. It takes an awful lot of organization, folks. It's really almost hard to comprehend the amount of time and effort that goes into this. Kevin has been our show superintendent for 20, 25 years perhaps. He was with it for a long time, and then he took a short break. Then he got back in and is doing it again. And he tells us this is his last year to do it, as we will have a new show superintendent coming up for the 2026 Shelby County Fair in Miss Boyle. And we're pleased that she is here today to help us out and learn the ropes. But I want to thank Kevin for his support of the youth of Shelby County, his love for the swine industry, and all he's done to help this show be a very competitive county fair here in the state of Iowa. I think we need to give Kevin Gosshorn a big round of applause for all his help over these many years. Thank you, Kevin.
I know.
Awesome way to start our heavies with a blue mare that honestly just swallows his contemporaries in this set. The young lady's got her a stout, burly, husky mare. He's awesome in terms of his edge. He's good in his proportions. I won't tell you he's perfect. Barrow's working just a little crest and cheek for what I'd term just ideal. Barrow's not just 100 coming right at you, but past that, that's a stout hind leg, a broad view, a neat kind of a pig. My compliments to her. This mare in second is as good at going right away from you as is our class winner. This thing is great big hips. He's stout hind-legged. He's dead square. To have that kind of feature and to be that comfortable, man, that hip and hind leg's worth a lot of cash. He's rock hard in terms of his back shape. I love the quality of his head and the density of his forearm. To be honest with you, as get off to the side of him, he's got to be better shouldered. I need to relay his shoulder onto his body wall. I just got to make him more comfortable up front and class him up to run with our class winner. And man, that's a good, stout, burly kind of a bear. There was more genuine feature spread and heat working in him than the 1 in 3. Got a chunky body, bone-built kind of a bear. He's good looking, he's fundamental. To me, he just wasn't dense enough. He didn't bring the same extra just stout, burly look in the heavyweight barrel class as that top pair did. Black-headed one that comes next. Broad bill, broad body, good in terms of spread up height. Just had to freshen that guy up all the way through. I need to see more roll, need to see more crease. I could freshen up his lower body just a shade, make him fit together a little better. Black bear that comes next is a fresh made heavy. He's a comfortable heavyweight bear. He's just got to have more chunk and husk, if you will, to roll with the ones that we're seeing. One that comes next is great looking, great build, awesome in terms of his design. I need to see more true muscle and just roll. I need to see more true density in this young lady's bear to rock with him any higher. One that rounds us out and has got more just true spread right behind his shoulder. To me, he was the flattest body. There's constructed bear. I had to freshen him up front to roll with him any higher. Awesome class. My compliments to each and every one of them on a job well done.
Pick you up at 2:30 up by the tractors, up by the front there, okay? Okay. Don't forget about it.
Here are the results of the first class of heavyweight market barrows. Barrows weighing between 281 and 294. First place in the purple goes to Briley Scheckinger. Second place in the purple goes to King Gosshorn. Third place in the purple goes to Cameron Gosshorn. Fourth place in the purple to Blakely Vodka. Fourth place in the blue to Blakely Vodka. Fifth place in the blue to Brecken Mans. Sixth place in the blue to Briley Kinkle. And seventh place in the blue to Hunter Kinkle. So entering the ring now, let's get them in, guys. Class 2 heavyweight market barrows. Daxton Stein, Maverick Kinkle, Avery Mans, Carly Gosshorn, Daxton Stein with another entry, Hayden Tiggison, Avery Mans with another entry, Cameron Gosshorn, and Maverick Hinkle. Let's get him in the ring. At the completion of this class, we will be selecting our champion heavyweight market barrel, and then we will select our champion and reserve champion market barrel. And our champion overall crossbred market hog, and our reserve champion overall crossbred market hog. And we'll follow that with one class of purebreds, and then we will have the Willard J. Olson Swine Memorial Quiz Bowl Award. So that will be coming up in just not too long. Okay, another question for the South and North team. Our judge today is Laramie Jackson. What is Jeremy's hometown? Where does Jeremy live? The city and state. Where does Jeremy live? It was announced earlier in the day. City and state. Now, county and state. Okay, south or north side, what's your answer? Where? Okay, the correct answer goes to the south side, and it is Uteville, Iowa. The score is now 4-4. It's a really tight race, guys. Really tight race here for these huge prizes. Big, beautiful prizes, I want to tell you. We are pleased today at the Shelby County Fair to have two of our queens from the royalty court crowned last night, two Shelby County princesses. And we want to ask them a little bit about their fair experience so far this year. First, we have Harlan Tornathy, who was first runner-up in the Shelby County Fair Princess. Harlan, tell us who your folks are, fair, the hug this morning.
I'm Harlan. I'm very excited to be here. I've never been to a big show before, so this is exciting. But so I'm a staff exhibitor, and then I also do the style show. And then my parents are Terry and Stacey Terrain, and I'm very excited.
Okay, and you go to Harlan Community School, and you'll be what grade coming up?
I'll be a senior in the fall.
Okay, very good. And your name and parents' name?
Hi everyone, I'm Reese. My parents are Brian and Kathy Anderson, and I just graduated from Elkhorn and Zara.
Okay, and besides the hog show, your favorite thing about the Shelby County Fair, and what did you bring?
My favorite thing about the Shelby County Fair is hanging out with my friends, and I brought cattle and goats.
Very good, very good. Is this your first time ever at the hog show?
It is not.
Thank you. See, she has one up on you, Carly. Yeah, okay. So that's our royalty, and let's give a round of applause.
Well, as we get to the short rows of the Baroness show, I thought there was a lot of debate 2 and 3 in this class. Never really questioned with the young lady having a class winner. She's got the compliment of the Baroness to become a good kind of a Baron in terms of his shape and spread. He's undoubtedly the most genuine one. When he comes through the gate, he's undoubtedly the most genuine Baron. As he goes away, he's up on his feet, he's good on his toes, he's comfortable on his build. That's just a quality kind of a Baron. Then to start 2 and 3, we could spend all afternoon throwing it back and forth. For me, the Baron that ends up in second is more comfortable from behind. He's better in his role. That's this young man's Baron right here. I love his shape. I love his angle. I think a quality looking kind of a Baron. It needs to be just a shade stouter in his forearm. He needs to be a little better on his front foot. That's where the white belt Baron 3 closes the gap on him. That's an elevated good Baron from the side. My biggest issue with that thing is one step off either end. He wants to pull a Houdini. He gets the flattest, narrowest, and just most closed up. Asks you where he goes. I got to see more heat. A classic color coded themselves on down the line. Classic color code themselves down the lines in terms of a pair of white hogs, a pair of solid blacks, and then some belts. And honestly, there's similar kinds of hogs as we work through them. Both white hogs are chunky, bold, stout, and burly. just a little plain and round off either end of their skeleton. I thought there was more shape and spread in that young lady's than this young lady's to come, but like I said, another bold build opened up. Both the black bears that are going to come out next are stout, they're great-headed, they're burly kind of bears, they're great big in terms of the shape of their blade. They're husky when they come right at you. To me, they just got a little plain. They got the round and just too generic off either end of their skeleton, if you will. I need to clean them both up and freshen them both up. I thought there was more heat in just east and west of the young lady bear over the young man's, but a stout, chunky, quality pair of bears, pair of belts that round us out, are good built, comfortable, athletic kind of bears. For this guy, they both just got to be stouter in their feature. They need to be denser and just to have a shot more look and build, if you will, to run any higher. I thought there was more hard shape, and the young man's wide belted one over the young man's narrow belt. An awesome, awesome class, a great way to end. Give them a huge round of applause as they head back to the barn.
Okay, we are ready for the selection of our champion heavyweight market barrel. We're going to give you the results of the last class here shortly, but we're going to get our champion heavyweight barrels class into the ring at this time, as soon as the ring is dismissed. Okay, ready for the heavyweight competition. Class 1, we have Briley, a pig weight 294 pounds, Class 1 winner. Second in that class was Kane Goshorn. And out of the it's just completed, first place belongs to Cameron and second place belongs to Tigason. So I want to give you the results of Class 2 heavyweight market barrels. As we said before, first place Cameron Goshorn with the purple, second place Hayden Tigason with the purple, third place Carly Goshorn with the purple, fourth place goes to Avery Mans with the blue, fifth place to Avery Mans with another entry in a blue, sixth place to Maverick Kinkle in a blue, seventh place to Maverick Kinkle with another entry in a blue, and eighth place to Daxton Stein. So in the ring now, our judge, Laramie Jackson, is in the process of selecting his champion heavyweight market barrel. At the conclusion of this, we will have our champion and reserve champion market barrels, and then we'll call in the gilts, and we'll select our overall supreme champion market hog and reserve supreme champion market hog. Then we'll go into one class of purebreds, and then we'll have the Willard Olson Swine Memorial. So let's give both Cameron and Briley a nice round of applause for driving the barrels in our champion heavyweight barrel drive.
Aren't a real good pair of them to come to us in the heavies, and we won't drive them any longer than we've just got to because they've got to drive back. Hey, I tell you what, I think our champion's going to fit to this barrel drive awfully well. I look forward to getting to bring back our class winners and division champions throughout the day. I think it's going to get awfully interesting. Blue Barrel wins. My compliments to her.
Congratulations to Bradley Steckinger, the winner of our first class of heavyweight barrels, but for champion heavyweight market barrel. Coming out second in class to compete for reserve champion in the heavyweight division is Kane Goshorn.
Interesting call for reserve because they're barrels that honestly look nothing like each other. Got a good built, good looking one. You got to ask if he's got just enough to him. Got a stout, burly, opened up one. You got to ask if he's comfortable enough. You can make that call in your mind. To me, I'm going to side with a little more build, comfort, and keep a trend on the day. Young lady's belt's going to be reserved. My compliments to her.
Good job.
Congratulations to Cameron Goshorn on our reserve champion heavyweight market barrel. Congratulations, Briley Steckinger with champion heavyweight, Cameron Goshorn with reserve. We are now ready for our champion and reserve champion lightweight barrels, champion and reserve champion middleweight barrels, and our champion and reserve champion heavyweight barrels to compete for overall champion and reserve champion crossbred market barrel. We'll follow that with the gilts and the barrels competing for the overall supreme champion.
We'll put
Okay, we are in the process now of selecting our champion crossbred barrel. And out of the 3 divisions, we have our champion lightweight crossbred barrel belonging to Cheyenne Obrick. And Cheyenne, that's the barrel you're showing, correct? Our division. Is Landon Nissen. Landon Nissen, reserve champion. Middleweight champion barrel is being shown by Coy Olbricht, barrel belonging to Cheyenne. And our reserve champion in the middleweight division was Olivia Kelly. And our heavyweight division, our champion barrel belonging to Briley Scheckinger, and our reserve champion to Cameron Gosshorn. So the reserves are all of the pens, hoping that the beat them will be the champion barrel to compete for reserve champion. So give all in this outstanding crossbred barrel show today a nice round of applause. Our champion in each division. Let's give him a nice round of applause.
Well, I tell you what, you should be awfully proud of your county, because I'm here to tell you, I'm very fortunate to get to maybe sort of livestock show or a barrow show or two, and in a county setting, these 3 division champions, and when we get back to our Market Guild champion, man, this show has just been as deep and as interesting as honestly about any county that you come across. These things are wickedly interesting. The barrows that have got future and barrows that have got a shot to not only represent your county well in a few weeks at your showdown, but man, the barrows that have got a shot when they get to Des Moines or wherever I guess they're going to end up long term in 2025. You never really know how much shelf life one's got, I guess. But awesome set of barrows, I tell you. I think their division champions are good. They're barrows that are modern day looking in proportion. They're comfortable barrows that have still got some extras. To me, it comes down to a pair of them, but then at the same time, I told you earlier in the day, when them barrows drop through that white gate, I put a lot of faith in that view. Your champion is undoubtedly the boldest one coming, and the shred of his forearm, and just when he comes right down the barrel at you, he's the biggest and the boldest one. As they set in motion and take the ring, the barrow's tempo's quicker, the barrow's comfort level's better. He's honestly got a skeleton that can just run circles around the other one. Your champion's going to be the young lady out of D1. My compliments to her.
Congratulations to Cheyenne Obrick. Her lightweight cross barrel goes on to be champion crossbred barrel. Champion lightweight division has just joined us in the ring. That pig belongs to Lydia Kelly. I'm sorry. That pig belongs to Landon Nissen. I'm sorry, Landon. Landon Nissen is out there with the white barrel, the wrong barrel. So we're now in the process of selecting our reserve champion crossbred market barrel. Kevin Gosshorn just informed me at the conclusion of this, we will not go right in and select our overall supreme champion. We're going to bring our 1 class of purebred market hogs in, our 1 class of purebred market hogs. Then we will bring back our barrows and gilts and go against the purebred market hog. And then we will have the Willard Olson Memorial.
As I just got done telling you how good your county is and how good the barrows were, I guess at the same token I become the bad guy on the day, because I'm here to tell you there was more than one individual that thought they unloaded the champion bear in Harlan, Iowa. I can promise you that. And so, man, there's going to be a couple people that probably aren't real proud, but hey, I guess that's part of it. I want to make sure I'm comfortable with what I do. I'll just run you through what's going through my mind, and then I'll tie you a reserve. We talked about the middleweight bear earlier. Hey, a good kind of a pig in terms of just stoutness and with his build and just proportions really doesn't run with the other pair. In this guy's opinion, to me, it's between the pair of blues. I just told you in the grand drive, I thought it was close, obviously, between the champion and the heavy blue stout, white, and husky. And to be honest with you, if you just took a tape measure, just took a general consensus to the show, you'd come in and use the broadest, stoutest one. That's cool. The blue bear would have been your champion, and you'd tell me I'm dumb that he's still in the ring. I would tell you that when it comes to making show pigs, if we could do it with just using the tape measure, just chunking them out, hey, it'd be a lot easier than it is. That bear's pretty vertical from behind. He's a bit of a slider off both ends. He's got to be square coming right at me, but man, he's a good pig at a heavyweight that's stout, burly. That's not lost on me. That's a quality kind of a bear. And then there's the lightweight, and I will tell you, when Class 1 lightweight blue come in, I thought, hang on, because that bear's lower skeleton, his hip and his hind leg is stout, it's comfortable. He's got a build that's just made for a big ring kind of a setting. He's got a great look and a wild proportion. This family's going to have to keep his neck in him. Hey, first thing in the show that goes nowadays is their neck shape. If we can keep him right in his neck, if we can keep his upper hip looking right, man, I'm here to tell you, that pig's build and assembly can run a long, long way. So it's what you want to stand on. Hey, not everybody's going to be happy. I would tell you, as I roll down the road, I'd be the most disappointed in myself if a bear hit me as hard as the reserve little wasn't in the pair. He's your reserve. My compliments to him.
Congratulations to Landon Nissen on our reserve champion, crossbred market barrow. Landon's pig came out of the lightweight division. So again, our champion crossbred market barrow belongs to Cheyenne Olbricht, lightweight division, and our reserve champion is Landon Nissen, also out of the lightweight division. We had an outstanding barrow show here at the Shelby County Fair. We will be selecting our champion and overall market hog after we select our champion purebred, which is coming in now. If you have a purebred market hog, let's bring those pigs to the ring at this time. If you have the champion or reserve champion crossbred market gilt, or the champion or reserve champion crossbred market barrow, you are back in the barn, but we want you to be ready to go because we only have one class of 5 head of purebred market barrows and gilts. This is market hogs. And as soon as we're completed with the selection of our champion or reserve champion in the purebred division, then you need to come in for the selection of the overall supreme champion market hog and reserve champion market hog. So get those purebreds in the ring at this time. So what we have now is we have Hayden Tiggison with his Tamworth gilt in the market division. We have Hadley Bush. Hadley? Is she in the ring yet? Not yet. And we have Colin Harder with the purebred Hampshire. There's Hadley, right? With the purebred Berkshire. Nope. McKenna, I'm sorry. That's McKenna with the purebred Berkshire. Colin Harder with the purebred Hampshire. Hayden Tiggison with the purebred Tamworth. Cale Barrett with the purebred Duroc.
There you go, Laramie.
And here we have Hadley with the Hereford entry. I'm not 100% sure, but if memory serves me right, this may be the first time that I have seen, in all the years I've been at the Shelby County Fair, the purebred Tamworth and the purebred Hereford at our show. So, used to be considered very minor breeds, still are, but in the show industry they have come to some prominence and are now being recognized and shown with some competitiveness against the what we call major breeds. So there are 5 exhibitors in our Purebred Market Hog Division. Let's give all 5 of them a nice round of applause.
Well, obviously a little bit of a mixed bag of breeds, if you will, probably to the common eye. I have to chuckle a little bit because I would tell you that all 5 of these breeds, we've got multiple within each breed on feed at home that we look at on a daily basis. And so it's almost just getting a little old school at night in the yard, looking at your breed barons, if you will. The best baron, regardless of breed or color, I guess I'm not really a breed freak. I don't care what breed they are. I just want to use the best one. The best one in this setting was the Red Baron. He's going to be your champion pure. My compliments to that young man. He's the best one because he's the hardest one to replicate. His look, his freshness, his skeleton is high end. He's a dense Baron that's got set, he's got angle, he's got comfort. That's a quality kind of a pig that starts. If you wanted to roll up on him and just say who's the broadest back, the hardest rolled, and the biggest shape, it's the young man's Hamp Barrow. And I could certainly list to it. Great in terms of his rib cage, stout in terms of his head. His shoulder angle, front foot, and just build as a whole wasn't in the same league as the Red Barrows, but that's a quality kind of a Hamp in his own right. My showman at home would be just a little salty that the Tam went 3 because he's awfully proud of his Tam work this year. But I tell you what, this young man here should be too. He's got a neat looking, attractive, proportional kind of a Tam gill. I love her look and elevation. Her shoulder, front foot, and just assembly up front's better than the Hamp. I can listen to a debate there. My problem is there's just not enough density. That thing's got to be stouter at the ground. She has to be just denser going into the surface, if you will, before I can roll her any higher. Now, obviously, if anybody ringside knows me, you know how near and dear the young lady's Hereford breed is to my heart because I would like to think maybe we've had just a little influence on that breed over the last couple of years. And I'm here to tell you sincerely, she's got one heck of a Herf gill. Stout-headed, great big forearm, dense mate, just a little flat and concave. I didn't see that thing as being as neat looking or comfortable build as the Tam that beats her. Burp that rounds her out, it's big and chunky and wolfy, and a market hog setting to me. Father Time's just kind of run its course on her. That gilt's just a little round, plain and husky. She's got to be freshened up to run with the other breeds. Awesome, awesome set of breed hogs. My compliments to all those young people on giving a breed hog a shot. Give them a great big round of applause as they go back.
Okay, here's the results of our Purebred Market Hog Show. Champion Purebred was the Duroc belonging to Cale Barron. Reserve champion Purebred Market Hog is the Hampshire belonging to Colin Harlan. Third place is the Tamworth belonging to Hayden Tiggison. Fourth place is the Hereford belonging to Cadley Bush. And fifth place is the Berkshire belonging to Man. Congratulations. So our champion Purebred Market Hog is Cale Barron, and our reserve champion Purebred Market Hog is Colin Harder. Okay, we are now ready for the selection of our Supreme Grand Champion and Reserve Supreme Grand Champion Market Hog. Right. So we'll put them all in pens.
Yep.
So please come up to the ring and be penned. Okay, we are ready for the selection of our Supreme Champion Market Hog at the Shelby County Fair, the Reserve Champions Supreme Champion. Understand that the pig that wins the overall will represent Shelby County at the Best of the West Showdown, which will be held in Denison, Iowa at a later date. And it will compete against probably 8 other counties for a total of 9 for the champion in our district, Best of the West. So this is a very important consideration here. We are now ready to bring out our champion crossbred market gilt, shown by Briley Scheckinger. Briley, please drive out your champion crossbred market gilt. Our reserve champion crossbred market gilt belongs to Evan Harder. Okay, we are also now ready to bring out our champion cross barrel belonging to Shine Obrecht. Bred market barrel Cheyenne Obrecht. Reserve champion crossbred barrel is Landon Nissen. And our champion purebred market hog entering the ring is the Duroc, exhibited by Cale Barrett. And our reserve champion is the Hampshire, exhibited by Colin Carter. So this is for selection of Supreme Champion Market Hog at the Shelby County Fair, which will represent Shelby County in the Best of the West in Dennis. Again, our judge today, and we are very pleased to have him, is Laramie Jackson from Unionville, Iowa, who is a graduate of Western Illinois University in Ag Business, and he is in the business of raising purebred and crossbred show pigs and goats, known as LJ Show Pigs. So we appreciate his efforts here today. And again, let's give Jeremy a nice round of applause for working with the kids and really placing our classes here today.
It's really been a pleasure and a lot of fun to get to work through each of these divisions. And I told you when we got to those market gilts to start the morning that I knew it was going to be interesting, and it certainly hasn't disappointed. I think we've got three awesome representatives to come out of each of their respective divisions. And when it comes to tying a champion, I'll be honest with you, the one that wins just hit me the hardest as they come through their class and their division. They hit me the hardest in terms of freshness and being able to rock. But I will tell you that I'm the most pumped up about our champion today, that I think they look good right now. I know they're ready to roll, and I know they're my favorite one today. But honestly, down the road and long term, I'm not so sure that the best days shouldn't quite be ahead, especially when you get to showdown or wherever not. Champion, one that hit me the best, young ladies Cross Barrel. My compliments to her.
Congratulations to Cheyenne Obrey, who has the Supreme Champion Market Hog representing Shelby County at the Best of the West. We are now ready for our Reserve Champion Crossbred Market Barrel, exhibited by Landon Nissen.
Well, as we timed the reserve and even champion, as you went through the day, I'm sure that you drew a conclusion that, hey, the big husky fellow in the ring likes lightweights because he took a lot of littles to his grand drive. And I'll be right honest, whether you believe it or not, my mindset is if you let them in the show, you set your weight parameters, whatever you want them to be. But once they drop through that ring and you tell me that I can time champion, I'm throwing weight out the door. And we're going to use the best barons, gilts, and purebreds that come to us. And it just happened to be today that they came to us in the lightweight division. And honestly, I'm perfectly comfortable with that. I'm perfectly comfortable with the ones that we tied in. I think for reserve, it gets just a little more interesting. And I told you earlier in the day that I want to know excuses champion as we work through those divisions. And I think that I had that overall. And then reserve gets just a little more interesting. And the pair it comes down to, one of them stout, wide, and ready to rip. It's just a little jammed up and a little round, and then one of them's got just a look and an assembly that's to die for. Man, they got to get just enough. They got to stay good enough crested, but there's just a couple more ifs. But I'm here to tell you, as a barrel feeder, that's what you wake up in the morning dreaming of, is if I can do my job, what's the reward? And I'm telling you, if you can do your job on our reserve, the reward is sky high. Young man's Blue Baron second out. My compliments to him.
Congratulations to Landon Nissen, the Reserve Champion Crossbred Barrel is the Reserve Supreme Champion Market Hog. So Cheyenne Obrey kept the Grand Champion Supreme Market Hog, and Nissen has the Reserve Supreme Champion. Congratulations to both those exhibitors. This was a whale of a championship drive. Senior Showmanship is our next class. Senior Showman. Let's get up to the ring at this time. And those exhibitors are Cheyenne Obrey, Cooper Robinson, Colin Harder, Evan Harder, Basie Gosshorn, Cameron Gosshorn, Carly Gosshorn, Avery Mans, Briley Scheckinger, Braden Fitterin, and Landon Nissen. Let's get to the ring at this time. Okay, it's quiz time again. North and south. Quiz time. According to the USDA Pig and Hog Report, what is the average number of pigs weaned per litter in the U.S. in the last USDA Pig and Hog Report? The average number of pigs weaned per litter. Is it A, 8.5, B, 9.5, C, 10.5, D, 11.5? A, B, C, or D? Okay, what's your answer? B, C, or D? Suzanne. Suzanne. B, C, or D? C. Northside, what's your answer? C? D. D is correct. D is correct. 11.5. So the north side now has 5 and the south side is 4.
Well, as we work through showmanship, I maybe do it just a little bit different than some cats. Like I was telling the guys ringside, I try to mimic the show as close as possible, so I'll leave the ring help in here. I do have faith that most young people can open and shut gates, and honestly, I want them worried about driving barrows or market gilts or breeding, whatever they're driving. I want them worried about the creatures, so I'll give them just a little help that way, I guess, to make sure that the showmanship gets sorted in the show ring, if you will. I'll stay just a little stationary when they come in and kind of let them drive to me. I love seeing multiple views through the gate. Showmanship at this point in the day, it's all about pace and tempo. Do you show me multiple views? Are you writing your changeovers and things like that? I'll pin back my initial 3 or 4. We'll kind of empty the ring out, then rework them as we go through the divisions. I thought there was 4 that needed kept back in this particular division, and I'll run you through my comments on the others. Young lady here, pace and tempo's good. At times, I wish she'd get just a little more aggressive and get a little closer to me. I thought she got lost in the pack. This young lady here did a great job of showing me multiple views. She just wants to turn that barrel a little short. He'll kind of get stopped, turn, and go. I just need a little longer, more consistent drives. Maybe just a little more pace if we could. Young man's pace with the blue barrel is awfully good. He has the right kind of speed, the right kind of tempo. Keeps that barrel's head up. Right there, he's showing you where that barrel is starting to go awry. He wants to fight to the gate. He'll get lost on the backside of the ring at times. Young man here at the white barrel was close to getting pulled. His skin and hair is right. His presentation's good. He just had a crossover that was in front of me, was on the wrong side of me and the Baron. When it gets this tight and the showmanship's this good, that's the little things that'll get you. Young lady over here with the belted gilt. Gilt just wants to get a little stop and go on her. When she can get that thing rolling, she does a great job of showing some angles and showing some views. Gilt just wants to get to stop and go and starting to give up on her. Awesome set of them. My compliments to all these. We'll let them go back to the barn and rework that top 4. I think an awesome group of them in senior showmanship. I'm going to walk you through all 4 of them and what goes through my mind in no particular order. Then I'll tell you a champion and reserve. Like I said, no particular order. Talk about the young man with the black gilt first. I'll be honest, he was the last one to get pulled. He didn't have the best initial impression out of the white gate the first time coming in yet. I thought as he drove, and I would say the same fact as he gets back out here into this final drive, he gets more comfortable, he gets that gilt going a little better, and honestly is kind of a late bloomer in terms of contention, but right now he's certainly in the mix. I love the gilt's pace, I love her tempo. He does a great job of keeping that thing's head up. He does a great job of knowing where she needs to be in the ring. At times, he'll get just a little awkward on what side of the pig he wants to be on. He gets just a little confusing on if he's going to be between me and the pig or on the right side. He'll get just a little tight in his turns. Keep driving, keep driving. He get just a little tight in his turns. But I tell you, definitely in the mix in terms of pace and tempo. Like I said, no particular order. We'll keep rolling through them. Young lady in the middle of the ring with the broken belted barrel is just smooth, calm, laid back, and consistent. does a great job of keeping that mare in the middle of the ring. She has the longest passes down and back of any of them. She does a great job of keeping that mare in a constant speed. I would tell you, if the 4 in the ring, she shows the least amount of views coming out of the gate. At times, that mare just wants to get a little stop and go to the bathroom, and then maybe he'll kind of get in a low gear. She knows the tempo he needs to be at in a showmanship setting. I could maybe ask just a shade more aggression. Then there's the pair of young ladies we haven't talked about. To me, they're very similar types of showmen. Aggressive, get after it, multiple views at all points and times. They have a good kind of pace to them. Their tempo, the speed of the barra and the market gilts where it needs to be. They do a good job of using the whole ring. Heads up, there's little things that separate them. I guess to me, the young lady on the backside is maybe just a little more consistent in her turns, but that gilt will want to kind of lunge on her. I thought in the initial poll she wanted to get just a little further away from me. This young lady with this painted up barra, black hawk barra, if you will, always kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. She knew to separate from the group. She knew to drive at me and then kind of stick back away. She never let herself get lost in the mix. She never let herself get lost in the shuffle. I thought from the time they hit that gate the first time to this very moment, she was the most consistent, the most intense showman. That's why that young lady on the far side should champion. My compliments to her. Young lady with the market gilt is going to be the reserve. My compliments to her as well.
Did you pick? Congratulations to Brian Checkinger for our champion senior swine showman. And our reserve champion was Macy Gosshorn. Congratulations to Briley and Macy. Let's give them a nice round of applause. You bet. We are now ready for Class 1 of breeding gilt. We are now ready for Class 1 of breeding gilts. Gilts weighing between 220 and 241 pounds. Cooper Robinson, Macy Gosshorn, King Gosshorn, and Blakely Fotka. This is only class of 4, so weight class. Our second class of breeding gilts, let's be getting those ready and up to the ring as soon as this first class is completed. Another question for the quiz here. A sow that is weaned will typically come into heat or estrus in how many days? A sow that is weaned will typically come into heat or estrus in how many days? And it's A, B, C, D. A is 3 to 5 days. B is 7 to 10. C is 12 to 15, or D is 18 to 21. And I will tell you, on the Swine Quiz Bowl for the exhibitors, this was probably the question that was wrong the most times. This question was the wrong answer for almost all of the exhibitors. So, what is your answer, north side? What is your answer, south side? 3 to 5, both, and that is correct. Points given to both. So, north side has got a lead of 6 to 5. So with Ed, the Universal Weaning Day commercial hog operations is typically on a Thursday, and then you breed on Tuesday.
Good class, comes together rather logically in this cat's opinion. Young lady driving at me, he's got her class winner. And honestly, when that gilt hits the gate with a head shape like that, a stoutness and a roll like that, and just an assembly with those kind of proportions, long upper hip, level kind of assembly, I'm awfully interested. Stout and wide off both ends. I'll be the first one to tell you, I wish lower foot size and just foundation match what was up north of it, but past that, that's a very good kind of a gilt that, in this guy's opinion, looks like a generator of sorts and needs to start. 1 and 2 is a good-looking, good-built show gilt. I got to see her be just a little stouter in her head shape. She gets too flat when she comes right at you in terms of forearm, blade shape and just true spread. I've got to intensify that gilt and just make her more impressive out of the gate. Trump, your class winner. Outlier generator piece lays in 3, long neck, great big in terms of her spread, wide build, and to be honest with you, as much heat as she's packing, I think still got a hip and a hind leg that goes north and south. That's a quality kind of a gilt. For me, I couldn't get her to fit together as well as that pair ahead of her. A little off in her spine, just a little weird in her proportion. One that rounds us out close and honestly just needs more days. She's chunky bodied, she's wide made. Young man's done a great job on skin and hair. Today she hits the ring and she's just timid. She's a little refined in terms of her lower feature and ankle. She just looks too round. She wants to pop up in her spine, get round in her shoulder, get round out of her hip. I've got to say that gilt just take the ring with more comfort and athleticism. Awesome set of them. My compliments to each and every one of them on a job well done.
Okay, middleweight crossbred breeding gilts. Let's get into the ring at this time. Middleweight crossbred breeding gilts. Cooper Robinson, King Gosshorn, Scarlet Nissen, Briley Schenkinger, and Cheyenne Obrick. Let's get into the ring. Okay, results of our first class of lightweight crossbred breeding gilts. First place goes to Macy Gosshorn. Second place to King Gosshorn. Third place to Blakely Fodka. And fourth place to Cooper Robinson. Entering the ring now is second class or middleweight division breeding gilts crossbred. Cooper Robinson, King Gosshorn, Scarlet Nissen, Briley Schenkinger, and Cheyenne Obrick. Correction on clap 1. King Gosshorn won the gilt class in lightweight breeding gilt. King Gosshorn, but he was not showing his pig. And second place was Macy Gosshorn. So King got first and Macy got second in class 1. The reason, well, King Gosshorn spent part of the night in the emergency ward last night, ended up with a broken collarbone. So he was still out here showing when he could, but I'm guessing that it kind of got to him. So we wish King a speedy recovery and congratulate him on winning Class 1 breeding gilt.
Good class of them. Young lady to my left, just her gilt just looks more like a class winner in my opinion. She's great featured, she's great looking, she's awesome in her length of body. I say she looks more like a class winner because today she's got rib cage, she's got spread, she's got the right kind of heat up high, her hind legs still in her, and everything just fits together, proportions, she's ready to dance. I'll be honest, she's just the one that today has to win. She gets just a little quick out of her upper hip. She'll shove her hind leg underneath her skeleton ever so slightly. That's the only thing, I guess, in this cat's opinion that makes it close because it's gilt in second, man. She's got a hip, a hind leg, a spread, and a density that's built for a big pace setting. She's got a real neat look up front, a generator looking head, and honestly, as neat looking and up and out as she is, that gilt has still got real forearms. She's still got a real spread coming out the chute. And to this cat, as you get about 5 foot off of them and just let them circle, she's the hardest one to draw together from a proportion standpoint. She's tight and hard in terms of her mid-body. She's streamlined in her midsection. She just hits me more like a three-piece suit today. She's got to come together. She's got to fit together better before she could be my class winner. But that's a very neat kind of a pig that I'd put on feet any day of the week. Hey, if you want to know what's messed up about raising show pigs in 2025, this young lady's blue gilt that I'm going to guess the average guy would say, how's she third? She's busted up built. Actually, it's probably worth the most money as a generator. Is worth the most money as a generator because she's awesome proportion, she's burly, she's wicked, she's up and out. I'll be right honest with you, I can't put a gilt that honestly I'd probably own lower than third in the class. Hey, she's too far outside of herself from behind to be a show gilt. She's too off up front, but if you got to try to make a living and you don't want to raise generic stuff, that's the kind that does it. One that comes in 4, neat looking, neat built, awesome design, just doesn't have enough heat, feature, or spread for me. One that rounds us out is a stout, wide gilt that's too far out from behind. You'd say, how did you split the gilts that are too far outside of themselves in terms of hip and hind leg? Key difference. That one was stout, wild, hairy looking. This one's just a little jammed up and generic everywhere else, but still a quality gilt. Young man does an awesome job presenting her. My compliments to each and every one of them. As we get to the short rows today, keep the rounds of applause coming for the young people as they head back to the barn.
Results of Class 2 middleweight breeding gilts. First place in the purple goes to Cheyenne Obrick. Second place in the purple to Scarlett Nissen. Third place in the purple to Briley Schettinger. Fourth place in the blue goes to Kane Goshorn. Fifth place in the blue to Cooper Robinson. Entering the ring now is the heavyweight class of breeding gilts, our third and heavyweight class of breeding gilts. At the conclusion of this class, we'll be selecting our champion and reserve champion crossbred breeding gilts. Okay, another question for the crowd. Another question. So be listening up here, captains. What is the most important nutrient for pig, sheep, and cattle? What is the most important nutrient for pigs, sheep, and cattle? A, protein, B, carbohydrate, C, water, or D, vitamins? Northside, what's your answer? What? One more time.
Carbohydrate.
The answer is water. Water, C. So that means a tie now. North and South each have 6.
An interesting class, just to set back and assemble, and as you get to a heavyweight breeding gilt scenario, I guess you wouldn't expect anything different. I'll be honest with you, the one that wins this class is just the one that I would gather first for myself. She's got a flaw, her front foot's got to be better. She's just a little round out of her upper hip, but past that, in terms of being a dense, interesting, weird-looking kind of a generating rig that's still comfy off both ends, wide, square, with the right kind of just look and balance. This young lady's belted gilt is the one that needs to start. She's got your class winner. My compliments to her. This white one in 2, it takes a second to really study on her, but once you do, man, there's a lot of good in her. The thing's head shape and forearm initially hits me with quality coming out the gate. She's great in terms of the set of her hind leg. She's got a leveler, more attractive hip than does our class winner. Her hind leg could sit out here and paddle all day long. She's not as one-shot interesting in terms of the shape of her neck or just density, proportions as the one that fits her. But I tell you what, that gilt is built for speed. That's a quality kind of a show gilt. This one in 3, I'll be right honest, is a power sow. And I personally hate, I guess, when people say that when I'm standing on that side of the ring. But I just don't know what other way to describe her. She's great-headed, she's stout-featured, she looks like a generating rip. To me, as a show gilt, she's just not quite where she needs to be. Gilt's a little vertical from behind. She's just a shake flat coming. She doesn't have that one-shot shoot up and out, attractive show gilt silhouette or build. But man, I'm here to tell you, if you want to make a little cash, that one can certainly generate, in my opinion. The one that ends up in 4 is a good build, comfortable hind-legged one. I love her spread. If we could take the rear third of that gilt and run with it, hey, we've got a class winner. She's too low in her shoulder and off in her spine to run with them ones that beat her. One that comes next is Chunky, great mid-bodied. I love her rib cage. I love her roll and the spread up high. She's just too far off on her front foot for me to roll with her. A little bit of the same story from behind. One that rounds us out is the same one, fresh presented, great skin and hair. My compliments to this young man on doing a fantastic job getting his gilt ready. I love this gilt's head shape. I love her neck shape. She's just got to be reconstructed off both ends. She's too flat on all four corners. She wants to cross up front. Her hind legs just a ways off what I would consider something that I'm able to run with. Awesome, awesome class of them. Great class to end on. Give them all a great big round of applause as they head down.
Okay, results of Class 3 breeding gilt place in the purple to Olivia Kelly. Second place in the purple to Kel Barrett. Third place in the purple to Cameron Gosshorn. Fourth place in the blue to Carly Gosshorn. Fifth place in the blue to Evan Harder. And sixth place in the blue to Brody Nissen. We are now for the selection of our champion and reserve champion breeding gilts. Coming out of the lightweight class, we have first place, Kane Gosshorn, and second place in that class, Macy Gosshorn. Coming out of our second class, the middleweight division, first place belonging to Cheyenne Obrick, and second place to Scarlett Nissen. Out of the last class, the heavyweight breeding gilt class, first place goes to Olivia Kelly, and second place to Cale. So we have the three class winners in our breeding gilt competition, vying for champion breeding gilt crossbred, champion crossbred breeding gilt at this year's Shelby County Fair.
The last thing I want to do is a show judge when I know the majority of the crowd attends probably one to two big shows at most a year, is stand out here, say the same thing 13 times and be repetitive, and by the time you get to class 8 on the day, you're like, well, I've already heard that 5 times, come up with some new material. So I will try not to be repetitive, but at the same point in time, it gets rather more fundamental, if you will. I've told you all day long, my champion, I'm not going to make excuses for of these three gilts. There's 2 of them that are neat pieces. One's got to be stouter, one's got to be better front-footed, and then there's one that I don't have to make excuses for. Hits the ring today, built like a champion crossbred gilt. Young lady out of the middles has got her. My compliments to her.
Congratulations to Cheyenne Obrick, who has the champion crossbred breeding gilt, and that gilt came out of the heavyweight division. Second place and now in the ring vying for reserve champion gilt is a gilt belonging to Cale Barron.
We dropped the second place to our champion in, and I told you in class that was a good pair of them. This gilt in second's a wild piece, man. She's neat looking, and I always talk at home about size and shape of hind leg relative to the size and shape of their neck, and the day that we can make a hind leg that moves as big around as their neck is, means we made their neck skinny enough and their hind leg dense enough.
Yeah. Wait. I'm sorry. My fault. I announced incorrectly. Cheyenne had the champion gilt in the middleweight division. Scarlett Nissen now comes out for her to compete for. My fault. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Awesome set of them. Like I said, wildly out there in terms of shape and neck relative to density of hind leg. That gilt is far-reaching in that regard, which I would tell you is important to me at home right now as any regard there is. She's a little streamlined bodied. Like I said, lightweight's got to be stout enough. Big one's starting to break down. She's got to be good enough built. One I'll remember the next longest. We're going to keep them pair of middles together. Young lady's got your reserve. My compliments to her.
Again, my apologies. I had the wrong division. Our champion gilt in the middleweight division went on to be champion crossbred breeding gilt belonging to Cheyenne Obrick. Our reserve champion crossbred breeding gilt was also out of the middleweight division. Second place to Cheyenne gilt belonged to Scarlett Nissen. Congratulations to Scarlett on the reserve champion crossbred breeding gilt. My apologies. Okay, we are so pleased to have with us the 2025 Shelby County Fair Queen, Brooklyn Buck. Brooklyn, would you tell us who your parents are, where you go to school, and what you brought to the fair, and what it means to be Shelby County Fair Queen?
Hi everyone, I'm Brooklyn Buck. My parents are Aaron Buck and Brian Burnt. I just graduated high school from AHSTW in Avoca, and I plan to attend Kansas State University this fall to major in athletic training and rehabilitation sciences. And looking around the crowd, I see a lot of the younger generation, and that truly is what's making me be here today as the queen, just seeing everyone and all the support around the show ring, on the shows, supporting all the 4-Hers here that they worked so hard for all year. Just truly is amazing to see.
Okay, Brooklyn, what did you bring for projects at this year's county fair?
I actually don't really have any animals this year. I've showed livestock my whole life. I just decided that senior year I was going to take it easy, so I actually don't have any animals this year.
Okay, very good. Yep, you deserve that. You've had a good run in the livestock arena, so let's congratulate our Shelby County Fair Queen, Brooklyn Buck, and best luck at State Fair, Brooklyn Buck. We have 3 entries in our purebred breeding guild, and Hadley Bush, exhibitor number 169. Hadley, raise your hand please. Hadley has the Yorkshire female. And then we have Hayden Tiggeson with a Duroc female, and McKinley Boyd with another Duroc. So, purebred at this year's county fair.
A class winning or champion peer guild, if you will, certainly isn't for the faint of heart, and that's all right. I like him just a little bit out there at times, and I would tell you our champion peer is certainly that. She's 8 foot wide and bulletproof coming, and she is big and bold going away. Awesome in terms of her length of body, and just got a stout, husky kind of a look. I won't tell you her hind legs, maybe just the most attractive thing we've seen all day. I tell you, her stifle sits in her good enough for me. She stays comfortable enough for me in this setting to be your champion. That's this young man right here. My compliments to him on the job well done. Young lady over here with the other red ones got a reserve pure gilt from the side. Man, you can't hardly draw them up much better than that. Great headed, great elevation. Awesome in terms of just her silhouette and her symmetry. That gilt's comfortable and proportional as they come at you. She's got to be stouter and just more intriguing to run with her champion. I wouldn't tell you that her athleticism from behind is a whole lot of an upgrade over the one that beats her. She's maybe got a little more set at the surface. She'll get just a little click and drag from behind for what I'm comfortable with. But a neat looking, proportional, comfortable, good count of a red gilt teamed up in 2. York that ends up in 3. Hey, stout kind of a forearm, great head, good in terms of her just length and comfort off both ends. To me, to run with that pair of red gilts, she's got to be stouter, man. She's got to be cracked open. She's got to be racked with more just genuine heat to make a play. But an awesome, awesome trio of them. My compliments. Give them all a great big round of applause as they head back.
Okay, so the results of our purebred guild. First place purebred gilt with the purple ribbon is Hayden Tiggeson. Second place purebred gilt with the purple is McKinley Boyd. And third place is with a blue ribbon is Hadley Bush. So we are now prepared for the selection of our overall Supreme Champion breeding gilt. And we need at this time Cheyenne Obrit with her champion crossbred breeding gilt. Bring her on out. And we want to recognize our reserve champion crossbred breeding gilt belonging to Scarlett Nissen. And then in the purebred division, our champion purebred was the purebred Duroc, exhibited by Hayden Tiggison. And our reserve champion was also a purebred Duroc and exhibited by McKinley Boyd.
Well, an awesome pair of them as we get to tie you a champion for Showdown. And I'm certainly not one for a speech, but I do want to take one brief pause while we still have a crowd to do something that's very important to me. If you've sat here today, it should be very evident of a couple of things. Your pigs are good, your young people are great, but the folks that are sitting at that table holding boards in this ring and that are bringing pigs up, man, they sincerely care about these kids, whether it was from a skill-a-thon to a quiz bowl to crowd engagement to just genuinely being good towards them. It was pretty impactful to watch today. And so if you would, one time for Mr. Olson, Kevin, these gentlemen out here holding the board, young lady that's rocked it on the gate all day. We need a bigger round of applause than that. Let them know how much you appreciate it. Awesome, that's all I've got. I think a pair of them for champion Gilt's good. I thought our bear that's going to represent Shelby County and your Showdown's awfully good. I think our Gilt ought to be right in the mix too, and you should be proud of the pair that you're sending. Good pair of them. They're stout, they're burly. One of them's just a little more comfortable. Young lady's crossbred's going to win. My compliments to her.
Congratulations to Cheyenne Obrick on our Supreme Champion Breeding Gilt, who will represent Shelby County at the Coming out now is our Reserve Champion Crossbred Breeding Gilt belonging to Scarlett Nissen. And Scarlett is competing with Hayden for Reserve Supreme Champion Breeding Gilt. But once again, Cheyenne Obrick will represent Shelby County at the Best of the West in Denison with her Supreme Champion Breeding Gilt.
As you roll back through them for reserve, you know there's going to be close pairs and decisions that come through the day, and I would tell you this is one of them because our crossbred's just a little tucked up in her mid-body. You know, if she was fleshy and ready to roll, man, it would have been a question for champion, but she's pretty streamlined, she's pretty tight. It makes it interesting, and then our red gilt is so 12 o'clock in terms of just husk and feel and roll and being presented, but you got to ask yourself, is she just comfortable enough? And honestly, what it comes down to for me is as I watch them come and go away, there's a view of our reserve that, man, I've worked a long time to try to create. She is great big in her upper hip. She is giant in her hind leg, and she is just as athletic and comfortable as you can make one from behind. Crossbred Gilt's going to be a reserve. My compliments to that young lady.
Congratulations to Scarlett Nissen. The Reserve Champion Crossbred Breeding Gilt goes on to be Reserve Supreme Champion Overall Breeding Gilt. So congratulations to Cheyenne Obrick and Scarlett Nissen, our champion, the Reserve Champion Crossbred Breeding Gilts, and Overall Supreme Champion Breeding Gilts. We are now ready for the Intermediate Swine Showman Competition. Those exhibitors are Chet Boyson, Brecken Mans, Blakely Fotka, and Brody Nissen. We have 4 exhibitors in our Intermediate Swine Showmanship. Again, Chet Boyson, Brecken Mans, Blakely Fotka, and Brody Nissen. Let's get up to the ring at this time. Okay, another question for the very competitive North and South crowd competition quiz. The Bible gives reference to pigs on about 3 occasions. Name 2 of them.
Well, as we roll through intermediate showmanship, I enjoy kind of a showmanship break as we go through some of these classes, and I always tell the young people have been through the ring with their individuals through each of their divisions, respective divisions that they showed in. And I tell you what, my favorite thing about our champion reserve and really all the young people is I thought they did a great job in class and they dialed up for showmanship. And man, they did a great job showing as they came through the drives, and that's as important to me, honestly, as it is, I guess, just in this couple minute segment in the ring for showmanship. Your champion hits me as just the most comfortable showman, ring aware, the right pace, not getting too far away from me, not getting too close to me. They keep that thing's head up, they get me multiple views. Better get just a little stop and go at times, but I tell you what, once they get them rolling, they certainly do a good job of keeping them moving. Young man right here is going to be your champion intermediate. My compliments to him. Young lady here at the Gilt's going to be your reserve, and honestly, she is a little more consistent and not having those stop and go airs. I love her speed and her tempo. At times, she'd get just a little further away from me. She'd want to get to the rail, and she'd be just a little further around. Young man with the red gilt did an awesome job coming out the gate. Got just a little close, but I tell you what, does a great job in terms of tempo. Young lady with the belt gilt did a good job of giving me multiple views. That gilt just wanted to fight her and get a little stop and go at times, but my compliments to all four of them. Give them another great big round of applause as they head back.
Okay, congratulations, Brody Nissen, our intermediate swine showman, champion intermediate. And reserve champion intermediate swine showman is Blakely Vodka. Congratulations to Brody and Blakely. Okay, Southside. Name two of them, Southside. Suzanne, do you have your answer? The passes. Okay, Northside, you have your answer. Northside. Northside. Got an answer for me. Boy, you folks need some churching up. I can see that, huh? Okay. At least 3 places. And the ones that are most prevalent are pasture pearls before swine. Number 2 is when the pigs were possessed with the demons and went over the cliff and drowned themselves into the water. And number 3 was the prodigal son was feeding pea pods to pigs. There was pigs on Noah's Ark. Obviously there was pigs. They were the first 2 animals on. We know that. Okay, but they didn't specifically mention it. So north and south side, you need some churching up. Okay, we're ready for another question for the quiz. Another question. Where did our judge go to college? Where did our judge go to college? Where did our judge go to college? South side. North side. North side. North side. A little lackadaisical up there.
Iowa State.
Iowa. He should have gone to Iowa State, but he didn't. But he should have. But he went to Western Illinois University, which has a very good ag program and is made business. So south side, 7-6.
Well, as we shift gears to pins to 3, I tell you what, maybe some people don't look forward to it today, but it's kind of old school cool for me because I can remember being just a young kid coming up, and our county still to this day shows pins to 3. And so, hey, maybe I'm a bit of a nostalgia guy, but I'm all right with it. I always find pins to 3 interesting because it's a unique combination between individual quality, and I maybe put just a little more emphasis on that than some guys, but having some uniformity. The pin that starts, to me, fit together the best. They were the best shaped bears, cutability was right. The bears that had the right kind of feature and muscle. They were a fairly consistent weight and just looked like they fit together. Hey, there was minor differences in them, but I tell you what, I thought they were the next best group. This pin on the end is going to be second. This young man's down here, and he goes second because uniformity, to me, that's where they land P2. He's got a set of similar weight hogs that all fit together body and composition-wise. His bear, he's got a bear that's just a little flatter muscle. He's the only kind of odd man out, but I thought in terms of being a proportional set of well-bodied hogs that fit together where they need to, those hogs just look like a consistent group. Group that rounds us out, I guess to me, got just a little more mix and match. Got a wide made stout gilt, kind of got a skinny flatter made gilt, and then got a big chunky bear to go with them. I thought individually there was some value there. I guess when you put them in a 10-3 scenario, I got to see them be just a little more uniform and fit together, shaped better before I can rock with them. My compliments, congratulations to all three of those exhibitors on a job well done.
Class 2, middleweight, Marcus 1 pin of 3. Let's get him to the ring. Carly Gosshorn, Cameron Gosshorn, and Maverick Kinkle. Let's get him to the ring. The results of the lightweight pin of company. Placement 2, which is also champion lightweight pin of 3, Blakely Fotkin. Second place in the purple to Hunter Kinkle, and his reserve champion weight pin of 3, Hunter Kinkle. And blue ribbon in third place was Brecken Vance. So first and second place got, and third place got a blue. We are now ready for Carly Gosshorn, Cameron Gosshorn, and Maverick Kinkle for our middleweight pins of 3. Okay, there's going to be a total of 2 more questions in the crowd quiz. Right now, the South is ahead 7-6. 2 more questions, you can clinch it here. The North's got to get this next question right in order to win it. If the South gets this next question right, they win it. So we'll have 1 or 2 more questions depending on how well the South side does. What are 2 breeds of hogs that are primarily used for terminal and carcass traits? 2 breeds of hogs that are primarily used for terminal or carcass traits. 2 breeds. North side, 2 breeds. Let's name them.
Brantley's probably with your hogs.
North side, Duroc and Ham. I heard them both. Those both are correct. So we each get a point. Ooh, we might have to go to sudden death. If the South side gets this one, they win. Right now the score is 8-7.
Rocking good pin of 3 to win class 2 that the young lady brings us, and has got individual quality. Obviously we had a class winning gilt in there, or a class winning market gilt, if you will. Maybe a reserved heavy bears in there, and then still a quality bear that rounds out the pin. Hey, they're just a little bit maybe off in terms of flesh, just a shape. Gilt's a little skinny, one of the bears a little junky, but I'm telling you, that's nip and tuck and pulling hairs. Rocking good set of them. My compliments to that young lady on winning this class. The pin right next to her goes second. And I tell you what, individual quality for quality, this young lady's got as good of a set of them as any that comes out here next. They're stout, they're burly, that they're opened up, they're quality made hogs that have got real muscle, real feature. The problem is they look nothing like each other, and in a pin of 3 setting, that'll get you hustled just a little bit. She's got a big, tall barra that's just a little flat made. She's got a short, moderate, wide-built barra. I'm telling you, they all have cutability. They all have market value. The problem is that just weight and consistency isn't there for me in a pennant 3 setting to be able to run her around our class winner. Young man that rounds us out down here on the end has got a quality set of pennant 3. They're chunky made, they're quality built dogs that have got body, they've got width, they have flesh. I guess to me, when you put them back in a pennant 3 setting and talk about true muscularity and just true terminal yield, rolling in definition and expression, they rank 3rd in that category in terms of just show pig look and proportions and a set or a class of pennant 3 with the quality individuals the other 2 pins had. They just ran out of that a bit too, but man, he did an awesome job. All 3 of them did on a really, really good pennant 3 class. My compliments to all 3 of those exhibitors.
Okay, congratulations in our middleweight pennant 3 competition. Champion middleweight, first place in the purple is Cameron Gosshorn. Reserve champion middleweight pin with the purple is Carly Gosshorn, and Maverick Kinkle is 3rd with a blue. We are now ready for our final class of Market Swine pennant 3 in the heavyweight division. Daxton Stein, Briley Kinkle, and Avery Mans. Please bring your pins of 3 to the ring at this time. Okay, next question. We've got to roll this up here. If you breed a Hampshire boar to a Yorkshire sow, what color will the offspring be? A Hampshire boar to a Yorkshire sow. What color, predominant color, will the offspring be? Southside, what color? Come on, Southside.
Black.
What color? Black. Northside, what color?
White.
White. The correct answer, or white roan or blue butts. White is a dominant color in pigmentation, a very dominant color, and black is recessive to white, and red is recessive to black and white. Okay, the next question wins. We're tied 8-8. The next question wins. The 285-pound market hog will have a carcass of what weight? What weight carcass will you get on a 285-pound market hog? Whoever's the closest wins it. All right, Northside, what's your answer? Quick. How much?
170.
Okay, Northside said 170, Southside said 213. 213 is about right on the money. You would average a 215-pound carcass. So, Southside has the honor of being the champions this year. Congratulations, Southside. I need the queens over here. Or queen. And Carly. No, Carly's it. I'll need another helper if I can get it to pass out the candy, but we got to start on the north side and go around. Okay, Carly, here we go. Huge round of applause. South side. Huge round of applause. Champions in the Crowd Quiz Bowl.
Kind of an interesting class to put together. Once again, the last pin in is going to be our class winners. And to me, they're the combination of muscularity, width, and some just stoutness with the same kind of weight and some uniformity. I won't tell you there's an individual outlier in quality, but I will tell you in terms of complement the two sides, they did the next best. 2 and 3 is where it gets close, and the young man's pin of Belson's up 2, and I won't tell you they're just the stoutest, the widest, or the most opened up, but I will tell you, in terms of uniformity, that's the most uniform set, in my opinion, that we've seen throughout this entire pin of 3 show. Them things all fit together, peas in the pod. They're still good, fundamental kind of market hogs need to be second. Young lady ends up in third and has got a pair of white hogs that are built like each other, and honestly, if she just had a third one to go with them, man, we'd be talking about our class winners and maybe even more in the day, because they're stout, they're wide, and they're opened up. Worst problem for her is it's a pin of 3, and she's only got a pair of them. She had to throw a belt with them, and it just doesn't fit. Size, weight, maturity, spread, just type and kind doesn't go along with the pair of white hogs she's got in here. Awesome, awesome class, great class to end on today. Give all 3 of those exhibitors a great big round of applause as they head back.
Okay, a heavyweight pin of 3 competition. Champion heavyweight in first place in the purple goes to Riley Kinkle. Reserve champion heavyweight with the purple goes to Daxton Stein. And third place in the blue to Avery Maintenance. We are now ready for the selection of our champion market pin of 3 and reserve champion market pin of 3. And we'll have the class winners out here. Blakely Vodka with the lightweight pin of 3, and Hunter Kinkle was reserved. In the middleweight, we have Cameron Gosshorn and Carly Gosshorn reserved. And in the heavyweight, we have Riley Kinkle and Daxton Stein with reserve. Let's give all of our exhibitors in the pin of 3 competition a nice round of applause. Our judge is in the process of selecting our grand and reserve grand champion pin of 3.
I thought the pin of 3 show was awfully deep and very fun to work through, to be honest with you. I guess when it comes to tying a champion, I try not to mince words. I thought there was one group of them that come through quality, type and kind, uniformity. They were real good. Middleweight's your champion. My compliments to her.
Congratulations to Cameron Gosshorn. Middleweight was on to have the grand champion market pin of 3. Coming out in second place was Carly Gosshorn.
Reserve pin of 3 gets just a shot more interesting in this guy's opinion. I love that second place middle set in terms of individual quality. The problem is just type and kind's not real similar. Got a big tall one, got a short moderate one. Just weight, size, maturity's a little different. I thought the heavies were good in terms of consistency, having shape, being a similar weight. Individual quality in terms of just width, bulk, and stoutness is maybe just a little behind the other 2 pins. And then the lightweight pin, man, they're different colors, but past that, they're all moderate, wide-built bears that fit together from a type and kind aspect. To me, weight just looks like it fits the best. Honestly, the remaining 3 pins, my second favorite pin, young ladies lightweight, to be reserved. My compliments to her.
Congratulations to Blakely Vodka. She had the champion lightweights, and she has the reserve champion overall market pin of 3. Congratulations, Cameron Gosshorn and Blakely Vodka, champion, reserve champion pins of 3. You bet. Let's give a nice round of applause. Okay, we are now ready for Junior Swine Showman. Junior Swine Showman, please come to the ring. Junior Swine Showman, head to the ring. McKinley Boyd, Kane Gosshorn, Olivia Kelly, Declan Nicholson, McKenna Manns, Hayden Tiggison, Hadley Bush, Scarlett Nissen, and Cale Barron. Let's get to the ring at this time.
Well, an awfully good group of these showmen, and I'll tie you a champion reserve, and then I'll make some individual comments on the young people that didn't make the pair before they go back. But I would tell you, I think it's, for a set of juniors, man, these kids are as good as they come. When it comes to getting your champion, I'd be lying if I told you one of them didn't stick out. When they come through that gate, it was 3 views, out me side, quartered away. They're always in the middle of the ring, got the right kind of intensity, and they got the eye of the tiger look, if you will. Get after it, ready to win. Here's the party. Young lady right here is my champion. My compliments to her. The reserve gets just a little tighter in this guy's opinion between a pair of them. One of them's just kind of chill and laid back. One's a little more aggressive. To me, the chill showman's actually got just a little more tempo and speed out of their pick. The more aggressive one hit me harder coming out of the gate in terms of just first impression intensity. Stays just a little bit closer to me. That's going to be this young lady right here. She's reserved. Like I said, I'll make brief comments on the rest. This young man was close. He was the other one in the mix. At times, you let that goat get just a little far away from him. But, man, he did an awesome job at pace and tempo. Young lady with the red gilt did awesome all day long. She does a good job of getting that gilt's head up. The gilt's just wanting to give up on her and fight going back. Young man here with the red bear does a great job of staying calm, cool, and collected. Just wish that bear would get out and go just a little quicker. Young man over here with the velvet bear does a great job of keeping that bear in motion. He's just wanting to ride the rail a little bit. Young lady here does a good job of keeping the bear in the middle of the ring. Wish he'd get just a little more aggressive on his head. Young lady in the green shirt does a good job of showing me multiple views. That thing's just wanting to stick on the rail of shade. Awesome, awesome job to all of them. My compliments to each and every one of them on a job well done.
Same way, right? Yeah. Good job, buddy.
We are now ready for the overall champion and reserve champion swine showman. From our senior division, we have Riley Scheckinger as champion, Casey Gosshorn as reserve. Division is Brody Nissen with the champion, and Blakely Fott reserve. And in our junior division, just completed, we have Olivia Kelly as our champion junior showman, and Scarlett Nissen as reserve. So I was not able to announce those names because I was looking up the other winners for our overall Supreme Champion Showman. But let's give Olivia Kelly, our champion junior showman, and Scarlett Nissen, our reserve champion junior showman, a nice round of applause as they compete for the overall. Congratulations, girls. Okay, our senior champion showman is Riley Scheckinger. Come on out, Riley. And our reserve champion senior showman was Macy Gosshorn. Our intermediate champion showman was Brody Nissen. And our reserve champion intermediate swine showman was Blakely Fotka. In our junior division, we have our champion junior Olivia Kelly. And our reserve champion in the junior division is Scarlett Nissen. Shelby County, I think, is one of the few counties that have showmanship divided in senior, intermediate, and junior, and then have them come back for an overall champion swine showman. So it's pretty neat, and that's always been the tradition here, to have an overall champion swine showman. So again, let's give a round of applause to our judge for helping us out today. Larry Jackson, we appreciate all he did working with the kids, the speed at which he did it, the way he analyzed the hogs, we very much appreciate it. He did a nice job, and We're glad to have you in Shelby County. One more round of applause for Laramie.
Well, a very fitting way to end the day with a supreme showman, and I tell you what, I thought all three of these young people did an awesome job to come through their age divisions. As we tie you supreme, I tell you what, they're just consistent all day, whether it was class, their respective showmanship division, or as they get back in the final drive, they've kept this creature together all day. They haven't let them get worn out, and they've made sure that they're ready to roll. They never missed a beat, and honestly have just done an off-the-wall good job. That champion senior, that young lady's going to be your supreme. My compliments to her. Good job.
Congratulations, our overall Supreme Champion Swine Showman is Briley Scheckinger, who was our champion senior showman. Congratulations to Briley, you had a great day. Macy Gosshorn is now vying for reserve champion overall Swine Showman.
Gets just a little tighter for reserve. I'll make brief comments about each of them and tell you who's reserved. Hey, young man in the intermediates did an awesome job, calm, cool, collected. Maybe not just as intense as either of the young ladies. Barrow come out with just a couple shavings on him. I'm not saying it drives me crazy, but I am saying it's the little things in life, and I certainly noticed that. The young lady out of the juniors, man, she's so close, and I just wish her Barrow had worked for her, because honestly, she's pulling every card she can, multiple views in the gate. She tries to spin in front of that bear to not cut me off on my turns. She is so close to being the supreme showman that it's not funny. The issue is that showmanship's a two-man game, and her bear is just being a growly kind of a rip and wanting to fight her, push her to the corner, and just makes everything awkward and harder on her than it should be. A young lady out that was reserving the seniors, I told you in that senior drive, man, they were close. She did a great job of having the same kind of views, the same kind of pace and rhythm. I think as she comes back out in this drive, she's picked up a shot of tempo and pace with that gilt. And honestly, most importantly, maybe compared to the one that I would have thought initially would have been in the pair, her pig just stayed together longer. She kept the thing gathered. She's not fighting her. We're going to keep the pair of seniors together. This young lady's reserve.
Congratulations to Macy Gosshorn, our reserve overall Supreme Swine Showman. Macy Gosshorn. So here, Briley Scheckinger is our Supreme Champion overall showman. Macy Gosshorn is reserve Supreme. Congratulations. Did a great job all day. We are now ready for the novice competition. I will take it if you've never driven it before.
See what Brecken's got? Yep.
There's someone I think more going into it. Crowd. Like throw it back in the face. He's getting pushed. They're all slow. Oh, Chip is going. Chip is going there. Fuck it, yeah. I know. Chip is freaking out. I'm like, Chip is supposed to do it. Oh.
You guys should have gave that girl a
Oh, poop on the G. Oh, what?
You're not getting it back.
Yeah, you gotta hit it.
Right this side. Right this side. Okay. Yep. That'll make it go. That'll make it there.
Hey. Let's go. More. Just hit it. Just hit it.
Right this side. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh my god, there's so much Alright. Hit it with the brush. Leave it sit. Alright, let it sit.
Wow, very impressive on all of you who came out to participate in this. Wow. Yeah, there's no pigs left in the barn. Next year we'll have to bring additional hogs in for this. I think we will. So, how many of you guys are having fun doing this? Raise your hands. Are you having fun? Oh, yeah. This is unreal.
Get it going, McKenna.
Well, I know that half of Harlan, Iowa is currently standing in the ring with me, but the other half of you that are sitting ringside, this probably ought to be the biggest round of applause we get all day. The future's bright, and much to my sentiments earlier, that if you don't realize very quickly that those folks that put on this event care about your youth, then I would invite you to look in the ring, because I don't know anywhere else, I would tell you in the state of Iowa, but anywhere across the country that I've sorted, that I've ever seen something quite like this, and it's honestly awesome. It's fun to see, and it's fun to see that when Mr. Olson asked how many of them were having a good time, there wasn't very many hands that weren't up in the air. So one more time, I'm going to click it off. Let's go out in good fashion. A great big round of applause for all these young people who did a fantastic job.